What's up, everybody? Welcome to the recap of SmackDown Live. So I'm here to answer any questions you have about I want to say the match because there was tons of those. I'm here talking about what's up, Robert, and we're talking what happened at SmackDown this past week. If you have any questions, I was going to go over some of the matches I saw while I play a little bit of the 2K25. But what an amazing event. Oh, from beginning to end. So I don't even know how to go into words about it. It was to have the inception that you're going to go and be in the rafters to watch an event, and then you show up and you're in club seats. Oh, club seats were amazing. The event lasted about 3 hours. They had 3 extra matches. Three of them were dark matches. The first dark match was Axiom versus. It was versus Axiom. Oh, I had to look on my game because I set it all up. So Axiom wrestled another tag team. DIY. It was Axiom and DIY. That's what it was. And that was a decent match. And then the other dark matches were Solo Sikoa. What's up, Kyle? Welcome. We're talking about everything that happened at SmackDown this past week. If y'all have any questions, I was there the whole live event. Had some great dark matches. The one dark match that I really enjoyed was LA Knight. Yeah. LA Knight. Yeah. I was glad he came and wrestled. That was my, oh God, what is it? My bucket list wrestler. I've seen a lot of people wrestle, but I tell you what, finally seeing LA Knight was amazing. He fought Bronson Reed, and that was a great match. There was a couple of debacles that happened. The triple threat match with, who is it? With Tiffany Stratton, and there was Nia Jax and Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill had her stuff split open pretty bad, right? And after Jade got hit, I guess there was supposed to be a part where I guess Tiffany Stratton was supposed to cover Nia Jax. When that cover happened, Jade never popped up to pull Nia or to grab the referee so the count wouldn't stop. What Target did you find the John Cena display? Oh, I found that. I found that at Walmart. Walmart was one of the best displays now. Like, I've been to 3 or 4 different Walmarts, and they have this. I guess they're getting ready for Christmas because they finally built a showcase for wrestling figures, GI Joe, Transformers, Marvel Legends, and it's right in front of where the toys are. But the cases are amazing. Like, I found all kinds of stuff, and I rarely ever find anything WWE at Walmart. There's a couple Walmarts that I have that I don't tell anybody about, and those Walmarts are where I find all my figures. And it's gas. Like, it's one of the nicest Walmarts I've ever been in. But I like that they're actually catering to having some type of a toy aisle, because their toy aisles suck. And let me tell you, they are the worst ever. Like, there's nothing ever on the pegs. So when I went into a couple Walmarts recently and walked in, oh man, it was fire to see like they're actually like setting up a nice display for all the figures. But yeah, I found that John Cena at Walmart, the 25 year, and I also bought the one that you can't see him. I think I had that somewhere around here. Oh, here it is. The elusive "You Can't See Me" John Cena figure. What's up, everybody? Danny, Immortal, what's going on? I went to SmackDown on Friday, and I'm taking anybody's questions about the event. But yeah, this figure was fire to find because it's so difficult to find because you can't see him. But yeah, Walmart's giving out some pretty good stuff lately. You just have to be there at the right time. I do a lot of toy hunting as well. Please share the live if you can. Philip, Zahir, John, welcome. We're talking SmackDown and anything relating. We'll also talk about figures. I don't care anything nerdy. I'm all about nerdy. But this is what I picked up when I went to the show. Got me a LA Knight wristband. Yeah. And then I had to get the John Cena stuff. Look, this is a headband. I thought it was a headband, but I guess it's a bicep band, and we ain't got there yet. It's still loose, but we'll keep working out until, we get it to the point where it doesn't sag anymore. But the last time is now. I was kind of sad that we didn't get a chance to go to, we didn't get a chance to watch John Cena wrestle. I thought he was going to come to the SmackDown, and he didn't show up, but I'm okay with that because I got some other, bucket list wrestlers that came out and wrestled. Seeing Jacob Fatu come out. Oh, I'll tell you what, the pyro for Drew McIntyre was so loud. Like, if you watch the replay of Drew McIntyre when he actually came out and his I never get displays, I get real lucky. But I feel like most of the McFarlane stuff that I get is also display figures. So I get really lucky, but it's just, during the hunt. I mean, I hunt for toys, so I mean, if there's anybody that ever needs or wants anything, I'm sure I could work something out on this TikTok to where if I find it, then I could sell it to you over TikTok. But yeah, the displays are hard to find, but when you do, it's great to find them in the wild. It's very rare, but when it happens, it's spectacular. But so SmackDown had a lot of stuff to offer. Like I said, I went to the merchandising. Got this good stuff. The You Can't See Me, the Never Give Up, The Last Time Is Now. I also picked up a shirt for the person we all show love to. OTC, 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 OTC. $20. I buy anything that's pretty inexpensive when I go to these events, especially with the price of merchandise. Like, so they had a Jacob Fatu shirt that went for $40 to $45 because it said Orlando. Everybody, if y'all are in, welcome. We're talking SmackDown from last week, or this past Friday, I'm sorry. I went to that event live, so I'm answering questions. Or if you see anything that you want to talk about in the background, I'm all down for that. Just please hit the likes. Trying to hit some goals today, please. I went to SummerSlam 2025. Oh, I would love to go to a SummerSlam. Was it baller? How was SummerSlam 2025, Wes? Was it amazing? Yeah, welcome. Roger Fairchild. Hello. What was your favorite match, Wes? At that SummerSlam, right? Was it the next? Because the last one was New or Crown Jewel. And next, I'm confused because last PLE was New. The next PLE is, what is it? It's Crown Jewel. Cody's trying to get his second ring for Crown Jewel. Wheelchair Gamer, so it'll be Crown Jewel will be the next one. Cody's trying to get a second ring. That championship's going to be fire. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. I'm excited about that match. I hate that all the PLEs are on ESPN. Cena against Cody Rhodes. Oh, that's the one you went to. Oh, that's so gas. I'm jealous. I bet you that was an amazing match. I love watching Cody wrestle, man. I've been watching Cody wrestle since back in the day, since Legacy, all that. I really enjoyed watching him in AEW. I went to a bunch of AEW events when that was big. Like when they had, the last one I went to was in Orlando. It was Sting's last match. Asking because the weekend, no worries, last weekend was new. Yep, it was new. So yeah, we'll be getting Crown Jewel soon. How do y'all feel about it going over to Saudi Arabia? Like, I love Crown Jewel that's in Saudi Arabia. I love that. Not a fan that WrestleMania is going there. You got to see Brock. Oh, that's fire. I don't know if I've ever seen Brock. I'd have to think about that one. It's been a while. I'm sure I was going to the events back when he first started, but to see Brock, that's incredible. Just see Cody Rhodes was incredible. Like the people that are wrestling right now for WWE, tell you what, they are spectacular. The move sets that they have now are way better. It's like going to Circus du Soleil. If you ever go to an event, I recommend it. I'm going to tell you also something that I did learn this past time going to SmackDown. Buy your tickets early. If you're going to buy tickets, if you're accepting that you want to go, I would genuinely tell you, buy your tickets. Buy your tickets somewhere really inexpensive, and it's a place that you don't want. So for instance, me, I ended up buying tickets in the rafters, like the high 212, row 7. Like I just wanted to make sure I had tickets because I have a friend, the kid that I took, he's special needs, and I wanted to give him the best experience. Like I got an all access experience from a friend of mine, and I wanted to give him something similar to that. So we bought the tickets in the rafters, and a day prior to the event, I saw on TikTok that there were inexpensive tickets, super inexpensive tickets, like $134 for floor seats by the railing. I was like, God, why didn't I wait? I was so upset. I was happy WrestleMania in New Orleans, but they changed it. Vegas is okay, just as long as it's not in Saudi. I don't want WrestleMania in Saudi. I don't think the women wrestlers want it either because they have to wear so much clothing. Thank you, Wheelchair Gamer. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was happy. I'm okay as long as in the States. As long as WrestleMania is in the States, I don't care. And going back to the seats, so I was very upset about the seats. Finding out that there were more inexpensive seats and closer views. Oh, you're so lucky, bro. I want to visit New Orleans. I've never visited there. I heard it's amazing. Cody signed your picture. That's like, I got one. I'll show you. There's my Cody. You see it right there. It's autographed. So is that Jey Uso. And so is that Seth Rollins. All autographed from going to events. I never got to see him, Wes, but I'll tell you what, I would love to meet Cody Rhodes. I've been following him strongly since AEW. I've been following him strongly since the story. My father took me to my first event back in '91. I went to a Royal Rumble, and I saw Dusty Rhodes fight in his last Royal Rumble. And then to come 20 years later to go to a WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, I'm sorry, to go to another Royal Rumble and then see his son wrestle, like, and I took my son, and it was like a whole full circle thing. And I was going through some things with my other job, with my old job, where I was fighting some what do I say? Some corporate fraud. So I felt like I was going through the story while he was going through the story. Really enjoyed going back to the seats. I don't like that sitting area. I need to be far. If you see my, like, that sitting area. Yeah, I bet. Like, my friend is in a wheelchair as well. He has cerebral palsy. He was there at the event as well. He was over in the area where I would have been if I would have switched seats. So I can understand. Like, I was in club seats. I've seen the club area, right? Because that's what I ended up changing my tickets to, was to the club seats. They were the same price. I paid $89 plus tax for club seats. Now, I've seen the club area. I've been to a lot of Magic games. I've been to a lot of events at the arena over at the Kia Center in Orlando, and I have never sat in the club area ever. And I have friends that work for the Magic, and I know Tracy McGrady. I've been everywhere in that arena, to where I've sat everywhere but the club. Like, I've sat behind the team, behind the Orlando Magic, but I've never sat in the club area. So when they told us to get on the elevator to get us to the club, I was like, oh, this has got to be really cool. So when I got out of the club, everybody's really nicely dressed, wearing blazers, all the people that were working the function. And when I realized that we were in a really nice place as far as club seating went, was because there was carpet everywhere. I mean, I'm talking carpet everywhere. It was so nice to walk around. We realized our concessions weren't busy. We were standing in line downstairs. with everybody else waiting forever to get beverages and food when our like in our area there's no wait because we're in club and there's not a lot of people that go to club. But yes, I want to recommend you buy your tickets on Ticketmaster. They're always cheaper, I promise. I don't care what any of the other ticket places say. I did my research. Ticketmaster sold the cheapest tickets for this event. And when I decided I wanted to switch, when I found tickets that were the same price as the ones that I bought, and they were going to be in a lower area than the 212 row 7 in the sticks or the rafters where I was going to be, I called Ticketmaster and I asked them, I said, hey, is there any possibility that I could swap these tickets from 212 up in the rafters to the club seats? And they were like, absolutely. It cost me $10 a ticket to change it into a better seat. And I tell you what, the experience, just the cushions alone in the club seat, whoo-wee, super duper nice, crazy nice. I will literally probably buy club seats for Raw. Raw's coming up on, even when I got to go to I went to the Royal Rumble when it was in Tampa, Wes. It was when Cody Rhodes won. It was amazing. And then I went to Raw the next day, and I tell you what, they had Gasparilla at the same time they had the Royal Rumble and Raw, and what an amazing weekend to be in Tampa for Gasparilla and WWE. Ah, so great. But yeah, club seats, I will buy club seats all day as long as they're in like the 200 range, because buying the $100 ticket, I'm pretty sure when I go to, because I'm going, just so everybody knows, I will be going to Raw on the 29th of December. I'm praying that it'll be Cena's last time. I'm trying to catch Cena in Orlando one last time. I was hoping that SmackDown was going to be it, but it was not it. And I love going to Royal Rumbles, West, by the way. Hit likes for Royal Rumbles, please. But yeah, the Royal Rumble was an amazing event. So good. I want to go to SummerSlam. I want to go to Survivor Series. I think those would be cool events as well. But I am going to go to Raw on the 29th, and I'll end up live streaming that whole event like I did the last one at SmackDown. Pretty sure the tickets are going to be twice as much. Thank you for following me, Wes. I appreciate that. I'm going to get tickets for Raw. I know they're going to be more expensive than SmackDown, literally, because it's live. And it's on, well, not because it's live, but because it's on Netflix now. WrestleMania overseas, but I got girls are going to quit because of that part of the world. Dress code. The dress code's like, why would you do that? My thoughts, Wheelchair Gamer, is WrestleMania needs to be here. We made it for America. This was an America thing. Like, yeah, give them Crown Jewel. That's cool. I'm okay with them giving Crown Jewel. Don't put it in any other part of the world. Give us WrestleMania. Make it a destination place to come to America for that show. Why would you not do that? Because the people that got money overseas, they can pay to come over here. You know they can. So why not just do it here where everybody's comfortable and give us the ability as fans, and have been the fans since the inception, give us the right to go to WrestleMania and make it convenient for us. The world will come for anything. You know they will fly here. So I know the girls are upset. Like, you can see it in their face. I don't know if they're just not allowed to show emotion around the president of Saudi Arabia. I don't know how that works. But the fact that they're going to have to actually wear full clothing in Saudi Arabia, 6 in UK, I might be wrong, but they're going to have to wear full clothing, and like, are they going to have to wear masks too? Like, I don't want to see that. Like, that sucks. I want all the pageantry I can get out of a WrestleMania, and you're going to make it, I just don't get that. Like, I don't see where the money is. I know, like, Saudi Arabia will pay you a lot of money to come over there and do the events, and I get it, but what's the point? Like, we're the biggest fans, I would assume. I'm sure that actually when you watch a Saudi Arabia event, it's pretty live. But I believe it needs to be here. Not just because of the dress code, but just to give the people that help create this and make this a worldwide brand, were, I would say, Americans. So why are we not giving back to us to give us an opportunity to go see a WrestleMania? Because I'm sure those tickets are crazy. I would love to go see WrestleMania. I've been to one WrestleMania, by the way. I went to the WrestleMania where it was Ric Flair's last match. And against Shawn Michaels. It was when Big Show fought Money Mayweather. But yeah, Wheelchair Gamer, I believe it should be here. Or in, I believe it should be in America. Like, I like that they're trying to make it like the Olympics. Like, let's do it all around the country. That's cool. I personally think it should be here. I don't mind if it's in the UK. Like, if they did the UK or they did England, I guess that would be okay. From what I heard, Orlando paid a mad amount of money to have all the PLEs in Orlando for the next 6 years. Like, they paid, I think that town paid a stupid amount of money from what I heard. So maybe they're just trying to, do this to kind of, give it a little bit of variety, I guess. I don't know. But I don't think it should be in Saudi Arabia, no. I think that's dumb. But I'm excited for Raw 29th. I will be there live. I'm going to buy club seats again. Or I'm just going to buy the seats in the rafters and just wait to see if the club seats open up. But I think that will sell out fast because it's a worldwide stream, because it's Netflix. Because when WWE's on Netflix, I feel like the tickets are way more expensive. Stupid expensive. I already looked at them because they did the pre-sale so far. What's up, Dracula? Welcome. And thank you, everybody. If you can hit the likes for me, I appreciate it. We're talking everything SmackDown, anything wrestling, and anything nerdy. But I tell you what, it is a great time right now for wrestlers. Thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate that. I think that was the first one I got today. What did you find that John Cena display with the Bloodline action figures? Walmart. No, that last one with the John Cena one I found at Walmart. The other ones I found, thank you for the likes. I appreciate the love. I found the John Cena one I've only found John Cena figures literally in Walmarts. I found mainly everything else in Target. Like, I find the end caps in Target. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Let's see how many we can get. Let's light it up. Appreciate it. More likes. Thank you, Gabriel. Welcome. But yeah, most of the figures I find are usually Target, on end caps, or Walmarts. France Backlash was the loudest crowd. Yeah, the crowds are great. I agree. Like, those crowds are fire. Even the Saudi Arabia crowd's fire. I don't have a problem with the crowd. I have a problem with the presentation and the pageantry being changed for an event because of where we are. Like, why? Like, man, do you think I want to see Stephanie Vakir in full clothing? Stephanie Vakir in full clothing? I don't want to see that. I want to see my boo the way she was naturally bred, without underwear. Feel me? No undies. She gonna have to wear underwear. She go to freaking Saudi Arabia. It's not fair to me. Not fair to you, as a fan. Let's hit some hearts for some underpants. No, for no underpants. Let's hit the hearts for no underpants. That's what we love about Stephanie. Well, I love the devil's kisses from Stephanie Vakir. But the fact that she doesn't wear underwear. She's going to have to wear underwear. And I don't want her to go through that uncomfortability of being in Saudi Arabia having to wear panties. My Stephanie doesn't need to wear those. She performs way better without the panties. The panties. You feel me? The panties. No panties. Let's hit the hearts for no panties. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where all this is going. The storyline was great. There was a couple botches during the SmackDown match. Stuff that I enjoy, because that's the fun in going to live events, is to see the mistakes. But I tell you what, sitting in club, I was very happy. It doesn't take away the illusion of everything. Like, I don't know how to explain that. I want to go back to something though. The pyrotechnics that popped off during Drew McIntyre's entrance was so loud and deafening. I had never been scared in my life of stuff like that. I thought we all died in that moment. Just for a little bit. Just for a couple seconds. I thought the whole arena was gone. And I promise you, if you go back and watch Drew McIntyre, go on YouTube and watch the replay of Drew McIntyre, WWE, ESPN, I don't like that. Why do we have six? We got 5 different shows, 5 different WWE shows, right? 5 or 6. I think it's 5. And every single show is on a different streaming service. It's incredibly annoying. but they're making hand over fist. I don't mind them making money because I feel like the more money they have, the better product we get out of a show, and I'm okay with that. But the libraries being, on different, to have to put the library together by adding 5 different streaming services just to get the library is dumb. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. I'm not going to pay that kind of money, especially when we got the internet. Like, I know, but some people are paying the money to have the ESPN. I'm piggybacking off somebody right now for the ESPN because I wanted to watch WrestlePalooza. Thank God I was able to piggyback because it, to me, was not worth it. Worth the $30. You can't sell me the AJ Lee CM Punk together match for $40 a month. You can't. Like, I'm just not buying into it. I hate that they're on ESPN. I think it was the dumbest merger ever for fans. Not the dumbest merger for the company. I think it's a smart merger for the company. I think it's an idiotic merger for fans. I'm not an ESPN guy. Never have been. I love watching live sports. I love going to live sports. I'm not an ESPN person. I've never been an ESPN person. So I think this is why they did it, is for people like me that are fans that have never dove into ESPN. And they're just, it's a money thing. And, more money, better product most of the times. Thank you for all the likes, everybody. Keep hitting them. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to go 2 hours talking about all this stuff. I might play a little bit of WWE 2K25. Sorry for getting you off track. Oh, no, you're good, Wheelchair Gamer. What was I talking about? I was either talking about the seats that I got going to Raw. I think I was talking about going to Raw. I will probably purchase tickets for the higher level of Raw. I don't want I don't want to not buy tickets. I learned my lesson with not buying tickets. I will always recommend to everybody, if you want to go to a WWE event, no matter what, buy a ticket. Buy a ticket early. Buy a ticket for around $100, right? And then when it gets closer to the actual event, start looking and start doing your research more into the tickets through Ticketmaster, and swap them out. Find better seats, but at least you have the ticket to go to the dance. You know what I mean? So I would always recommend everybody buy your ticket up in the rafters, because once it gets closer to the event, if those ticket sales go down, you can do what I did and jump into the club seats for the same price. So you've already invested the $100. Call Ticketmaster 2 days prior. Say, hey, I found seats that are either the same price or more in a better area. I want to exchange these, and you'll get a better everything out of it. Like, I paid $90 for club seats. $90 for club seats. Baller. Stupid. Like, I refuse to buy very expensive tickets now. Like, I think I'm always going to go that route. But I'm very excited to go to Raw on the 29th. So I hope everybody keeps following me, because, we're going to get there. We're going to have a great time at Raw. It's going to be so much fun to live stream from Netflix in Orlando on the 29th of December. But yeah, wrestling's been great right now. I will go to 2 events a year, and I'll go to more if I possibly can. The more we support this, the more I can go to these events, and the more I can live stream for you all, and so y'all can feel like you're actually there. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit of work. It was a little bit of work to actually sit there and live stream TikTok for the whole event. I mean, I did probably about an hour's worth of streaming when I was at the event, which was fire. Your arm gets really tired. I'm gonna have to figure out, maybe like bring my little setup that I have here, so that way I don't have to hold the damn phone the whole time, so that way I can enjoy it too. But I really enjoyed live streaming and interacting with everybody on TikTok while I was at the event. I had so much fun doing that. I hope everybody that's on here right now had a great time with me at WWE, at SmackDown, because it was so much fun, like, just interacting with you all. Because when I go to these events, I can cheer whatever you want, and I promise you, the first loud cheer, and the green shirt guy, so that green shirt guy, man, is just a genius. Let me tell you what the green shirt guy is so genius about doing. I lived in Orlando for about 20 plus years, right? That performance center has been there since the inception of me living in Orlando. What this guy did was offer his time for free. He donated his own personal time for free to go work at the performance center and to make any events that he could make. And because he offered his time, and also he did promote all the WWE like I'm doing right now through various social medias, he put some work into that. Like, it wasn't, and I don't want everybody to know, like, it wasn't free for him to be at those PLEs. It's literally the fact that he is given his own love and heart and personal time and sacrifice to give back to the WWE without a paycheck. That guy is super lucky. And it's not that he's lucky. He's just a good human being that did a lot of nice stuff that deserves to go to that stuff for what he did. Because I never even thought about donating my time. Never even thought about it. Now knowing, like, and the thing is now that he did it, it's never going to happen for everybody else. You know, like, he was just such a good individual that said, hey, I want to donate my time. And they're like, you know what? We want to give back to you for doing that. And I think that's awesome with the WWE. I think it's awesome for them to send him to the PLEs. Like, like, your fans are what builds you. Your fans are what keeps you. Having fans like the green shirt guy, like, you got to give back to that dude. And a friend of mine is asking me, where did I find that? I have no idea what he's asking me, but we'll get back to him after I'm done with the live stream. But yeah, that kid's super lucky. Like, I would love to go to all those PLEs and just to be that kind of a fan. But, you know, you give to get. He paid it forward, and now it pays back, and I love that. Let's hit some likes for paying it forward. The more you pay it forward in life, and that's what I try to do every time. Like, I took somebody this week to SmackDown that couldn't. I would say, I don't want to say couldn't afford it. I hate saying things like that because it's not like that. It's just he never would have an opportunity to do it, and to take him and watch him, especially watching him with everybody else that came on TikTok, having such an amazing time at this event, watching him, you know, jump out of his seat, and he's kind of a quiet kid, and to see him just explode when those the music popped off, it was such a great time and such a great thing to give back to people. I love taking people to their first events. Somebody took me to mine, and I always like to give that back. What else we got going on today? Diego, how you doing? Welcome. We're talking everything SmackDown from this week. Denise, what's up? Welcome. But yeah, wheelchair gamer. Oh, wheelchair gamer. What games do you play? And do you play PlayStation or Xbox? Oh, wheelchair gamer. Let me going back to what I was talking about earlier, and where I got sidetracked. Go back and watch the replay of Drew McIntyre coming out, because I freaked out. Like, I was super scared when his pyros went off. Right? I mean, I was like, oh, freaked me out. Started my whole day all over. Watch the replay when he's there. Watch him carefully. When that thing pops off, it was so loud, it scared Drew McIntyre, which I thought was hilarious. How many times he heard that pop? Millions. Millions of times he's heard that. Boom! If you watch Drew, he went, it's freaking hilarious. I almost went to the Royal Rumble in San Antonio, but it was sold out fast. They usually do, like, the PLEs sell out fast. I was going to go to, what was it? Main Event. Main Event was in Tampa, and we were deciding, and the kid that I took to SmackDown, I was going to take him to Raw and or Main Event. But I wanted to go to Main Event, and because that's when you knew John Cena was going to be there, but I felt like John Cena, because he was in town, he'd go to the Raw anyway, so I ended up jumping on that too late, and the tickets unfortunately sold out, so I feel that. Yeah, anytime it's a PLE, I recommend that when those tickets go on sale, buy it. The replay is on, if you go to YouTube and you go to WWE, it'll have a replay of Cody Rhodes talking to Paul Heyman, and it'll have the Drew McIntyre entrance, because that's when Jacob Fatu. So just look for a picture of Jacob Fatu. WWE is the one that put it out, but it has Jacob Fatu's face on it, and it was when Jacob Fatu came and confronted Drew McIntyre. That was a lot of fun. I was so happy to. I've seen Jacob Fatu wrestle before, but to actually do the, oh yes, no breaks was that was such a cool moment. That was such a cool experience. But yeah, all the replays are on the WWE. It should be on their network, or not on their network, but on their page on YouTube, because I've watched those replays 3 different times. I did find some other YouTuber that put in a was showing the match from Sami Zayn's match. Javon, or is it Javon, the guy that he wrestled? I can't remember. I don't watch NXT that much, but the guy that he was wrestling, there's a picture that I found. Oh, I wish I could pop it up. I don't know how to do that, but I'll post that picture on my TikTok. I found pictures of me and my friend. I mean, they're a little blurry, but if you look past Javon at some point, over in the back, you'll see the club seats, and there's a kid in full red, and he was wearing the loudest red, and I was wearing my, I'll show you, I was wearing my Peacemaker shirt and my Joker jacket, and you just can't miss us in that aisle. And I took a little screenshot, and I sent it to my friend Chris that went to the event, and he was pretty stoked. He was like, where did you find that? That's what he was wondering, where I got that picture. That's what it was. See, look, we work with each other here. And please, everybody, Heyman, Sept, and I lost my mind when Heyman turned. Yeah, that was rough. I feel like it's got to come full circle somewhere. Like, I don't feel like that was the end that we saw with Heyman and CM Punk. I feel like at some point maybe CM Punk might turn heel, or maybe he won't. How would you feel if CM Punk turned heel? I feel like he's in that middle area like Triple H was towards the end of his career, where he could pull off heel and it wouldn't be too bad for the fans. We would all be really happy still to see him, regardless if he was a heel or not. Thank you for everybody for sharing my live. I appreciate that. Wheelchair Gamer, thank you so much. Oh, Wheelchair Gamer, again, are you Xbox or you PlayStation? Or console? OTC, the Tribal Chief. It's for the OTC. 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 Man, I was hoping to see the OTC, but he didn't show up. It's all good. We got Chiefs. Welcome, Chiefs. Or the Chefs. You know how many times I've accidentally spelled that wrong? Ugh. And then I'm like, I'm dumb. Xbox. Oh, awesome. I'm an Xbox guy too. Is there a way for me to type in? This is how new to this I am. I would like to type in. All right, if you got this, Wheelchair Gamer, I'm gonna give you my gamer tag. I'll also post it on my TikTok after I'm done with this live. It's POLK. It's all caps. It's Polk, POLK, then a space, and prof, all capital letters. POLK space PROF for Xbox Live. Follow me, Wheelchair Gamer. I think you already have, and I will send you my Xbox Live information, and you can play with Chris and I. What Jay Cargill is doing these days. I've been watching Jay Cargill since A-Dub. She's an Orlando native. I am a huge Jay Cargill fan. I know a lot of people hate on her. She's so new, and I think they just popped her off too new. She's still one of my favorite wrestlers. I don't care. Like, I know she botches stuff here and there. I don't care. Like, everybody, you know, you make mistakes. In time, she's young. You know how great she's going to be in 5 years? Give her 3 years. 3 years, she's going to be a beast. She's already is a beast. She just has to get the routines down better. But she gets excited. And I would too. Shoot, being Jay Cargill. I know everybody pokes at her, man. I love Jay Cargill. You hear this, Jay Cargill? I'm throwing up some likes for Jay Cargill. Because I give her time. She's going to be amazing. It just, you know, not everybody's that gifted coming straight out the gate, but I think she's got mad potential. I think she's going to be a champion for a long, long time. Do you like Jay Cargill? I'm kind of a fan. I'm more than kind of a fan. I'm a super fan. She's Florida you got to take care of the people that, you know, are in the FLA. Well, I don't have Game Pass, but I'll add you when I can. That's fine. Add me when you can, man. Yeah, my friend Chris that I took to SmackDown, I pay for his Game Pass so that way we can play together. I've been paying for his Game Pass since we went to before, like in the inception when we decided to go to wrestling. I paid for his Game Pass so we could play WWE together because he had it on PlayStation, but I helped him get it on Xbox so that way we could just have all the matches, and it was a lot of fun playing the game for a month leading up to the actual event. That kind of hyped us up to get there. But yeah, don't worry about the Game Pass thing. We'll get there, and please add me. I would like to play a game with y'all when we get that Game Pass stuff working for you, Wheelchair Gamer. But oh man, what an event! Jade got pretty bloodied up. That caused the botch on the count. Seeing Drew McIntyre, I've seen Drew quite a few times. I'm glad they're still using him. I loved seeing Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy time. She's amazing. Like, what she does in the ring is effortless. Jag Lori, or is it Jay? Strawberries. Feel like strawberries and cream. Zuzu. Got them Zuzus, what's up? If everybody could hit the likes for me, I'd really appreciate it. We're talking SmackDown, anything leading up. Demon Slayer. Did you hear about the people that got peed on in that movie? Yes. People during the premiere of Demon Slayer got peed on. That's crazy. I thought Jade Cargill came to WWE. I saw her strong. She's going to go to the top. I have a hard time seeing her going anywhere else. She just has to kind of slow down. I think she just gets really in the moment. She gets really excited, and I think that's where the botches happen. But I think she's a great asset. I still want to see her and Charlotte Flair. There's so many matches I want to see her in. Like, she's going to be a guaranteed greatest of all time match person. She will be a GOAT at some point. It's too early in her career. Some people just get it, like Tiffany Stratton got it, but I think it's because of her being a gymnast. Jade Cargill wasn't a gymnast. She was just, she works out. But I have faith that she's going to be probably the top contender. You have, like, her and Rhea, like, I'd like to see that rivalry go on. I'd really like to see a Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill rivalry go on. I think that would be amazing. I don't think they're giving her the right cards. And I don't blame all that on Jade, man. I blame a lot of that on Nia. I don't like Nia. I'm not a Nia Jax fan. I'm sorry, Rock. Like, she's just big. Like, what does she do? Tell me. I want people to give me a reason to like Nia Jax. Somebody give me a reason to not like Nia Jax. Because I'm just not a fan. At all. There's nothing that she can do that's redeeming for me. I think she's a terrible wrestler. I think she's a horrible, horrible card. Anytime it pops up, I'm a Jey Uso fan. One letter, one word, 4 letters, one word. Yeet. See my dog back there? I was so glad I got that autograph picture when I went to Raw. I was very sad that I didn't get to see, that my friend didn't get to witness the Jey Uso entrance. That is one of the most spectacular things to experience. If you are a WWE fan, if you've never been to an event, I recommend going to Raw or anything that Jey Uso's in. To be in that crowd doing when he comes out is the most infectious thing I've done at a WWE event. And I've been to quite a few of them lately. Nothing is more hype than his entrance. It's so much fun looking around at the audience and just being a part of that. Everybody doing the same thing. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Yeah, Jay. What a amazing career that kid's having right now. Let's hit some of the likes for some yeet them likes. But it's hard to figure. Yeah, but it's never anybody terrible. You know, like it is hard to figure out who's going to come out, but you can kind of gauge it by what happens prior to the actual event starting. So if you check out SmackDown before you go to a SmackDown event, you get kind of an idea. This SmackDown I went to, I was very surprised at the fact that they didn't give us any matches at all besides the triple threat. They're like, you're getting a women's triple threat match. And we sat and I for days I'm like, man, what matches are we gonna get? I was like, I was hoping, I was praying for Cena. I knew we would get Cody, because you can just tell by the end of, like, if there's a pay-per-view before your live event, you get kind of an idea who's going to pop out. Now, Drew McIntyre, you knew was going to come out because of his boot. I didn't realize that they were going to start a rivalry with him and Jacob Fatu, which I love that, because I think that Drew McIntyre is sorely underrated and sorely underutilized. They just haven't found his rivalry yet. And I think him and Jacob Fatu, ooh, I think that's a great rivalry for Drew McIntyre to kind of keep going. I thought that was genius. I didn't expect that. And welcome to the Mob. What's up, the Mob Show? Yeah, I didn't expect that match. I'm trying to think of what other match I didn't expect. The dark matches were phenomenal. They told us during a commercial break that after the Axiom and DIY dark match that they had in the beginning, which was a great match, by the way. I'm not a huge Axiom fan nor DIY fan, but that match was spectacular. You got to assume that Sami Zayn's going to be now at every SmackDown. So that was not even on my list of once, because I've seen names. I get them all mixed up. Sorry. I just lost it. It'll come back. Oh God, Sami Zayn, phenomenal. Anytime you go and see Sami Zayn, it takes the show. It's such a show stealer. And actually, the guy from NXT wrestled. That was watching him wrestle live. I didn't care for him in NXT. Now that I saw what he can do live and against Sami Zayn, that match was gas. So that was a great surprise seeing that. I didn't even expect that to happen. Trying to think of one I could have expected. I mean, could I have expected Paul Heyman? Not really. I didn't expect Braun and Braun to show up. I thought they were a Raw group. I can't remember if they were. I'm pretty sure they are Raw. But yeah, they were. I don't know. Or is the Vision on SmackDown? Is Vision SmackDown? Is the Vision SmackDown or is the Vision Raw? I was pleasantly surprised to see the Vision in SmackDown, so I assumed that they were supposed to be in Raw. But the other dark matches that we got, welcome Don the Dream. We're hitting the likes talking about WWE. Anything pop culture nerdy. Big dork. I'm a big dork. Local pro wrestling, what's up? We're talking wrestling. Talking wrestling. My dad calls it wrestling. I'm going to start changing all this to wrestling and not wrestling, because I like it. I like the word wrestling. Wrestling. So yeah, it's hard to figure out who's going to come, but I feel like, what's crapshoot it. You know what I mean? Go to the event. It's not going to be bad. Like, it's not going to be everybody you wanted. Like I said, I got Axiom and DIY, but they weren't even a part of the show. That was a dark match. And one part of the show I would have loved to have seen televised would have been the LA Knight fight and the Bronson Reed fight. That fight was great. LA Knight was so cool. Let me tell you about that, because nobody got to. What's up, Megs? Let me tell you about that dark match. So during the dark match against LA Knight, yeah, let's get some likes for the LA Knight, yeah. It's LA Knight versus Bronson Reed, and that match was so great because it's not televised. So they can kind of drop character. LA Knight didn't drop character, of course, but they can slow that match down to a halt. So there was a time where LA Knight's beating up Bronson Reed, and he goes like this. As he's holding Bronson Reed, he looks at the crowd, he's like, LA Knight does this. This whole arena got quiet for LA Knight. LA Knight told the arena to be quiet. The arena got quiet. And I mean super quiet. And he's like, shh. And they go, LA Knight, yeah, so deafening when the whole arena is quiet and just does that. He did that 2 or 3 times. Thank you for the likes. He did 2 or 3 times, did the little shh, and quieted, hushed down the whole arena to do the LA Knight thing. Oh my God, that was such a bucket list thing to do that with him, to do the LA Knight thing. And then I even got another bucket list wheelchair gamer about doing the all gas, no brakes. I know stadiums and other centers, but I'm interested in how WWE turned. I've done the baseball field thing. I don't like it. I did it in the Citrus Dome. You're so far away. You're so far away from everything. You're pretty much watching it on your phone. You're so far out of the action. There's not. You know what? Let me strike that back. When I went to WWE, when I went to WrestleMania at the Citrus Dome, and I went and saw Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair's last match, it was spectacular. I'm not gonna lie, and I had nosebleed seats. They sell more seats that way. I promise you, I don't remember the event as well as I think I should have because I was so far away from everything that you don't really feel included. It was still a great show. How are you going to be mad at going to Ric Flair's last match? Woo! Let's get some likes for Mr. Ric Flair. Woo! Man. Oh, and the match between Mayweather and Big Show was just like, why are we doing this? I appreciate that, Wheelchair Gamer. Woo! For the Wheelchair Gamer. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You get more people there. Like, I'll tell you what, to this event, I ran into so many people that I know at this Orlando event. And I love that aspect of and I made friends. I made so many friends at this event during the event. This is why I tell people to go to these events. The fans are just like us. As I'm sitting in line for 30 minutes to get in, and I'm talking, this sun's beating in my face. I don't know if you can see how red my face is, but it's pretty darn red. I sat out there and I talked to this guy. His name's Cam. He brought one of his friends. I think his friends was his other friend. I don't know if he was just. I don't want to say anything. His friends were cool, and we sat and we talked for the whole half hour. We exchanged our gamer tags. We now play wrestling together online. What's up, Noah? What's up? Hey, how you doing? Appreciate you joining. We're talking about this past SmackDown. Oh, it was so great. Chris and I had so much fun. I ran into my friends. I have a friend that has cerebral palsy. He was there at the event. I went and I actually, oh, awesome. Glad you're doing good. Orlando's 12 hours away, and I went in 2011. Oh, man. Come back. What do you say, Wheelchair Gamer? Where do you live? You said New Orleans? Is that where you're at? Noah, thank you for liking. Appreciate it. Javan. Oh, you're in Mississippi? M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I. Humpback I, right? That's all I think about when I hear the Mississippi. M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. But yeah, Orlando's a great area to have that event. Oh, let me tell you. So we talked about the dark matches. Let's talk about who I ran into after the show in the parking garage. In the parking garage, across from the stadium, because I have friends that work for the Magic. You a DC fan? A huge DC fan. I am so much of a DC fan, it's ridiculous. I'm a Marvel fan too. I don't, discriminate. I was a Marvel fan when I started. Bigger DC fan now. Everything in the background right now is a plethora, and I mean a plethora. It is all DC multiverse practically, and some Marvel Legends stuff up there too. Some wrestling figures as well, but McFarlane brought out the 7-inch figure line with the DC multiverse, and they are so amazing. I'm very sad he's losing that license at the end of the year. That's what I've been collecting since COVID. But yeah, I'm a huge DC fan. I'm so happy James Gunn is at the helm right now. I mean, if you're not watching Peacemaker, if you haven't seen Superman, I recommend you do so. DCU is blowing up. Like WWE style blowing up. But yeah, huge DC fan. I was a DC fan, but now I'm a WWE fan, Marvel fan. Right now, I promise you, you have a fanboy now working for DC. You can be a DC fan again soon. I promise. I'll always be a Marvel fan. I'm a huge Marvel fan. You know, first day release Marvel fan kind of thing. My son's Logan after Wolverine. That's how much of a Marvel fan I am. Huge DC fan. Always Superman's always resonated with me. Green Lantern, Brightest Day and Blackest Night. I've been rocking the Green Lantern for. I have a Green Lantern ring. I'll show you. Give me 1 second. Reach. The green part fell out, but I've been wearing this ring going on 15 years, and I wear it everywhere. Red Hood, such a great character. I just want something live action with Red Hood, and I want it to be rated R. Give me a rated R Red Hood movie, please. Booker T is in WWE at the table. I thought he might. Seeing Booker T at SmackDown was one of the best surprises you could ever have. I think it's usually Wade Barrett that does the commentating. It was so amazing because I went to Nitro back in the day. I was a bigger WCW fan back in the day than WWE. I know it sounds crazy. I'm a huge Sting fan. That's probably one of my favorite wrestlers. I followed WWC until it died. But seeing Booker T, because Booker T was one of my favorites, and knowing how great Booker T was in WCW, and Vince Russo giving him his chance and learning about all that, watching the legend Booker T walk in, we lost our minds when he came in. But yeah, give me a Red Hood rated R movie. I'm very excited for the rated R Clayface movie. And if you haven't seen Superman, let me tell you how good it is. It's so good that they decided to add the sequel next year. It's very rare when a movie pops off that well that they're like, yo, we got to make a sequel now. So for them to do Man of Tomorrow so quickly after the release of Superman, Charles Robinson still refs since WCW. if they can slap that mat, they're coming out. I wouldn't you? Like, if Charles Robinson is the one I use on my video game. That's so funny. It's just synonymous with me. I love Superman. I'll tell you what got me more into Superman was the death of Superman. When the death of Superman happened in Doomsday, I got so into it. Like, look how gas these figures are. Like, when they did Superman, The Reign of Superman, that made me fall in love with Superman. You gave me, I cry when Endgame ends. If you're a human being with a heart, yeah, you're going to cry at Endgame. I know, these figures are so incredible. Let me show you what they used to look like. So, with McFarlane, and I'm a huge McFarlane fan, when Iron Man died, oh God, that still gets me. Have you seen, speaking of when Iron Man dies, has everybody seen Marvel Zombies? Marvel Zombies is the best thing that has come out from Disney. Give me that movie live. Give me a live Marvel Zombies movie. Or just give me Blade Moon Knight. So this is what the figures used to look like. This is what it's going back to. This was Mattel, I think. Hasbro or Mattel. I think it's Mattel that did these. It's pretty cool. Plastic cape. Yeah, it's for years ago. And then now we're to the 7-inch. I might actually open this. You know what? I might actually open this on the live. We keep people on the live. I'm actually going to open this on the live today. I've been wanting to open it. I was not going to open it. But as we keep this live going, I'm going to open this figure. And we're going to see how it compares to the one from over a decade ago. So I'm going to put that to the side. I've started getting into Deluxe Aggression, the WWE figures. So I'm getting into those now because of the fact that McFarlane is losing the rights to DC. The figures have been pretty cool. I was at Walmart yesterday. I picked up a Jon Moxley figure for $15. And I'll tell you why I picked up the Jon Moxley figure. I picked it up because it came with a coat, a black jacket. And I have a Superman figure that needs that black jacket. So I'm using the accessories from the AEW line for my DC characters, which is great. Hey, don't be sorry, Wheelchair Gamer. I appreciate you being here as long as you have, man. You've been a beast. You've been amazing. Been my highest contributor today. I'm grateful for you hanging out. We'll talk soon, man, and I'll definitely hit you up and I'll give you my gamer tag so we can stay in contact. Haven't watched Marvel Zombies. Oh, you're on episode 2. I don't know how you didn't binge it, bro. Thank you again for the like. I don't know how you didn't binge it. I think I'm gonna have to let them know I'm still here. Yeah. Okay, we are good. We just lost Wheelchair Gamer. Appreciate him being here. He actually helped out a lot for this live. I had to binge it, bro. Like, I binged that. It was so amazing. I watched Marvel Zombies from beginning to end. So how do you feel about the Blade? The Blade Moon Knight character is genius. Give me that movie. Give me a rated R Blade Moon Knight movie. Hit me a like if you would like to see a Blade Moon Knight movie. I mean, it'd be... what Deluxe Aggression WWE figures? So again, I'm getting back into collecting the WWE figures. The Cena ones have been the ones that I've been picking up. The Cody Rhodes figures, I feel like, from AEW are better than the ones from the WWE. So it just depends. If I can find the characters that I like in WWE from an AEW standpoint, because I have 2 Cody Rhodes AEW figures, and I love those figures because he's got the suit on and everything. But yeah, I'll get more into buying WWE figures when I can put this to rest, because I've been collecting DC figures for a while. So who else we got left on the live? We're talking anything SmackDown from this past Friday. I was at the live event. Any questions about going to live events, and if you like any thoughts or about what tickets you should buy, anything like that, please hit the likes. What's up, Jay? Jose, what's going on? We're talking anything DC right now, Marvel. We're talking anything WWE. I went to SmackDown this past week. It was incredible. I went from having $89 seats over in the nosebleeds to having my seats in the club. I realize how the rich people live now. I wasn't with the peasants. I was in the club seats. I have been a peasant before. I'm always a peasant usually when I go to these things. The only DC figures I have is the Riddler from the old Batman Peacemaker, Red Hood, Zombie, Booster Gold. Those are all great figs. I want a new... They just released a new Peacemaker figure that comes with Eagly. I'm going to have to buy that. The Red Hood figures they made on this line are so badass. I know I have some... I have every single Red Hood figure ever made that DC Marvel or Todd McFarlane made for the Multiverse line. The figure, like, I'll show you one figure that I got recently. I got this figure from Ross. I wasn't gonna buy it because it was $70 everywhere else, but for $9, I got this beast. I don't even know who Titano is. I don't care. I really wanted it for the Flash, but this figure's freaking ginormous. I go to MegaCon every year, and I go all 4 days. If you look at any of my posts from the past on TikTok, you will see all the cons that I go to. I love going to cons. It's so much fun. It's like going to wrestling events, man. The fans going to cons are just as great as the fans going to a wrestling event. Like, you go to a con, you will make friends. You go to a WWE event live, you will make friends. I don't care who you are. You don't even have to talk most of the time to meet friends. I had a girl grab me at the end of the event and was like, "Oh, I'm going to be with you all night." I was like, yes, you are. You sure are. So let me, yes, I am going to, I want to go to Comic-Con so bad. I found out how to go. You have to put your name in a reservation. So you have to apply the first year, right? First year you apply to Comic-Con in San Diego, they deny you. You don't ever get to go. But your name's in the registry after you applied for the first year. So you have to wait 2 years to just get on the waiting list to go to Comic-Con. But MegaCon's different. MegaCon in Orlando is our San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, last year we had 5 different Supermen. I've had Tom Middleton that played Loki. I've seen, McFarlane was there last year. I always run into WWE wrestlers. This is the craziest thing. Every time I go to MegaCon, if you look at my posts, I always run into a WWE wrestler every time I go to MegaCon. 2 years ago, I was walking around with a Money in the Bank briefcase that I bought at Raw after Cody won the Royal Rumble. I was carrying it around and I hear, "Where'd you get that?" And I look around and it was Omos. Omos like, "Bring me that." And we talked for a good half hour. He was just there shopping for comics. Most random thing ever. And this past year, I was shopping for McFarlane figures and I walked by this guy looking at Transformers and I apologized to the guy. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just going to scoot by you." And the guy's like, "It's okay." And I'm looking at dude. I'm like, I know this guy. But it just didn't look that familiar. But his haircut, his tattoos, I was like, this guy, I was like, but it just didn't. I was like, maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. So as I'm waiting for my change after I bought my figures in this little shop inside the MegaCon, there's a woman next to me. She's 5'0" nothing. Like the shortest human being I think I've ever seen. Probably not, but you know what I'm saying. I look over and I'm like, and it's so hard to tell because everybody's cosplaying at these events. So I'm looking at this woman. I'm like, is she cosplaying or is it really her? And I'm looking. It looks just like Zelina Vega. Like 100%. It looks just like, oh, I'm a horror fan too. I love scary stuff. Love scary stuff. Have you seen, there's been so much good scary stuff lately. Until Dawn. Have you seen that? That movie was fire. I was really impressed with that movie. And the new Dexter was great. Crap, let me go back. Oh, talking about horror fan. Yes, it's so good. I lost my train of thought. Where was I? You can bring me back. I'll keep going. Phil, what's going on? Welcome to the live. I was so in that one. And then I forgot. Fire movie. Oh, Fire movie. Yeah, it was Fire movie. Crap. I hate when I lose my train of thought like that. ADHD. It'll come back to me and I'll remember and I'll jump back on that topic. But was I talking about Marvel movie or was I talking about WWE? Shoot, that's going to kill me. Zelina Vega. Oh, thank you, Noah. Okay, so I'm in MegaCon and I'm waiting for my change from the vendor. I just walked by a guy and didn't know who he was, and now I'm seeing this possible Zelina Vega. So Zelina Vega, this possible cosplayer Zelina Vega, is standing right next to me, and I look at her, I'm staring at her, and I'm with my girl at the time, and I'm like, she's like, "Who is it?" I was like, "That's Zelina Vega." And she's like, "Oh, it probably isn't." I was like, "I'm pretty sure it is." And I had literally I looked on Google. I was like, a picture of Zelina Vega just to make sure. I didn't want to bother the person if it wasn't. And I look and I'm just like, it has to be her. So I mean, she's standing right next to me. So I was like, "Ma'am," I was like, "Are you Zelina Vega, like WWE champion Zelina?" And she's like, "Yeah." Super sweet, super nice. And as soon as I realized it was Zelina Vega, it clicked on who I walked by at the vendor shop. It was Aleister Black. And I'm going to tell you what I said to the man. It's hilarious. So after I took a picture with Zelina Vega, we took a selfie. If you check on my past posts on TikTok, you'll see all these pictures. Super sweet. She was so adorable. She's so cute. She's so nice. So lovable. She's one of the greatest wrestlers I ever ran into to talk to. I've also run into Vicky Guerrero. She's probably my favorite human being of all time was Vicky Guerrero. Going back to Zelina. See Zelina. Super nice. She's like, "Let's take a picture." She was there. Aleister Black was shopping for toys. That's how I ran into them. He was shopping for Transformers. They're just looking at the toys they had at this vendor shop. Zelina Vega and I take the selfie. Took a couple selfies just to make sure they came out right. She's super sweet. And then I went back. I was like, "Can I go get a picture with your husband?" She's like, "Of course you can." I walk up and I was like, "Mr. Aleister Black," and he's like, "What's up?" I was like, Can I get a picture with you?" "Hey, Mr. Glenn." I'm talking about when I met a couple wrestlers at MegaCon. I went up to Aleister Black and I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "I apologize." I was like, "You know why I didn't recognize you before?" Aleister Black says, "Why?" I was like, "Because you're wearing clothing." And I've been watching this guy for 15 years probably. I ain't never seen this man wear a shirt. Ever wear a shirt. First time I ever saw him with a shirt. So we got a good laugh out of that. He's like, "Yeah." And then he took a couple pictures with me. And yeah, every time I go to MegaCon, man, I go to cons all the time. Anytime the one pops up, there was a Fanboy Expo. I was going to go to the Fanboy Expo today and I didn't go. Should have went, but I had more fun going to WWE. But yeah, I go to cons all the time. When I go to MegaCon, every year I go to MegaCon, I run into wrestlers. And I always get autographs, and it's always, or I get pictures, and it's always a phenomenal thing. Monkey, what's going on? Woo, woo, ah, ah, ah. So what you up to today, Noah? So what horror movies do you like, Noah? You were talking about that. And I'm glad you liked, what is it? Until Dawn. That movie was so gas. Monkey, what's going on? We're talking anything wrestling, DC, Marvel. What you got for us? Any questions? I did go to a live event this past week. Saw some dark matches that weren't live streamed, that were not on USA. Rampage, what's up? That was one of my favorite games back in the day. I like slashers. I like slashers, but I like them with a little bit of intelligence. Sometimes the slashers are just, that's all they do in it. I don't like it when it's overdone. I like some thought put into it. Like the Terrifier movies, I don't understand why people like those movies. I watched the first two, they were trash. Third one I haven't seen, I'm pretty sure it's trash too. I like the clown character. I don't like the movies. They're dumb, stupid movies. What up, Gary? Gary Murphy. Gary Murphy! Like Charlie Murphy. Gary Murphy! UNITY. What's your favorite slasher? And understand, I'm an 80s person. I grew up like Mike Myers. Chucky. Let me tell you, that Chucky show is so gas. Better than the movie. I don't know. I love the movies. I grew up with the movies, but I promise you, the Chucky show is so good. I don't know why it's so good. I don't know why I love it so much, but I'm resonating with it. I was a Nightmare on Elm Street guy. I like the imagination stuff. I think that's way better than it being, force fed to you. I'm always been a Freddy Krueger fan. I wish they would redo that. And I like Ghostface. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Scream movies. Ghostface, it was so fresh. Wes Craven. You just can't go wrong with Wes Craven. Going back to Freddy. Why I'm such a Ghostface fan? Because I'm a Wes Craven fan. How can you not like Wes Craven films? If you don't like Wes Craven films, you don't like slashers. And you don't like horror movies. I just wish they would update. I think they're doing a night before the Nightmare on Elm Street. I think they're doing a show or something. But I like I don't want it to be just like him slashing people. I like the mental part of it. Like them being in your mind, the dream part of it. That's where I resonate with it because we all have bad dreams. So if they take that part out of it, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that show. But I thought they were going to do, Freddy Krueger was great. One of my favorites was when they were I think they were in the mental hospital, and that was the one with Lawrence Fishburne was in it. And there was a kid that could draw, I think, was that one? I don't know. He was a comic book artist or something. Maybe that was the one after. Maybe that was the Dream Masters, or not the Dream Warriors, but Dream Warriors and Dream Masters were probably two of my favorite ones, and I think those were the ones everybody else hated. But I felt like the imagination in those two were spectacular. But yeah, I wish they would update the Freddy Krueger thing and do more of the dream world. Like they've done so much stuff with dreams in movies lately. Like just give me Freddy Krueger. Give me Dro El Chino. What's up, cuz? We are talking anything nerdy. We're talking horror flicks now. We started with the WWE, then we went to DC, we went to Marvel, and now we're talking. Since it's Halloween, let's talk pure slasher flicks. Let's talk horror flicks. Yeah, the franchise is great. I'm still waiting for the next season. I feel like we're behind on the season. Like they didn't do it. Like when's the next? Maybe it's coming out now because it's almost October. Shannon, welcome. We're talking. We went from WWE to Marvel to DC to now we're talking horror flicks because it's October. We're gonna finish up. I'm gonna probably finish up soon. We'll keep talking as long as we got people to talk to. But yeah, I love horror flicks, and the ones that have been coming out lately have been really good. And I found some. No, you my guy, Mr. Noah. You my guy. But yeah, the Chucky show's been fire. Super good. I want more stuff. I hope they bring out something. What are we getting for Halloween? Are we getting any new horror movies or anything? I haven't really looked into it. I kind of just go with the flow on those. If there's something that's really good that hits the theater, I'll go check it out. But yeah, I want something. I'm hoping we get a really good scary movie for October. I wish they would have brought Clayface out. Did the Radar Clayface. You don't know either? I guess it'll be a surprise. I know we're getting Tron. I'm very excited for Tron. That's the next movie I want to go see. I've always been a big Tron fan. I like that they're doing the Tron on Earth now. I think that's a pretty cool idea. But there have been some good scary movies and thrillers. I like thrillers too. I like things that make you think. What did you think about the last? I got you. What did you think about the last Final Destination? I grew up with Final Destination, and I tell you what, that last one was amazing. I thought it was great. I was a big fan. I wish they'd do another one. I know it was the last one. Welcome to the live. We're talking right now about... We were talking WWE. I'm still about talking about it because I just went to the show. We're also talking Marvel, DC. We're talking also Halloween movies. What movie... Is there a movie that you have to watch every Halloween? Do you have that movie? Like most people have those for Christmas. No, do you have your Halloween movie that you have to see every year? Sober Dad, proud of you since 2009. That's awesome. Proud of you, brother. Hit the likes for Sober Dad. Can I hit the likes too? Can I do that? I guess I can't like my own stuff, but Sober Dad, proud of you, brother. It's not an easy thing to do. Kids will drive you to that. I had 2 of them, so I understand. They're grown now. I'm still Sober Dad. But boy, they would... Whoo, there'd be some days. Some days. But Sober Dad's good. I believe, you know, when it comes to raising kids, drinking is a horrible part of that. Don't ever do that. I recommend if you're going to do anything, smoke. It'll at least calm you down, make you rationalize things a little bit better. I'd say that's better. Just don't do it to the point you're lazy. Do it to the point that, you know, you're just trying to relax from your kids. A horror movie that I got to watch every year. Yeah, what's a horror movie you have to watch every year? Anybody else have one of those? I think we might be the only ones on the live, but I'm curious. Very proud of Sober Dad. I think he left though. I feel like there's one that plays, like they always do the, you know, they do the what, the marathons of, I'm pretty sure they do a marathon of Freddy Krueger and all those. I'll definitely do a Freddy Krueger marathon during Halloween or during October. And we also have Halloween Horror Nights here too. Like, living in Florida is the greatest thing in the world because you have so many outlets to do cool things. I'm sure they do something in Tampa that's similar. I think probably at where is it? Busch Gardens. Yeah, Busch Gardens is in Tampa. I think they do Hella Scream, but Halloween Horror Nights is right across the street. Love living in Florida. Florida's a great place to live. Christian, welcome. We're talking everything October horror. I feel like just mentioning them, they just disappear. I should stop mentioning them. The movie that I gotta watch every year is Scream and Halloween classics. I feel you on that. Really liked the last Halloween movie they did. I thought it was great. I mean, I didn't know who Michael Myers was. I thought it was gonna be the kid. Like it wasn't just him walking around murdering people. They put some mind games into it, and I felt like that last Halloween was amazing. You probably watched the Halloween class just to see Mrs. Boobies. Just kidding. Just kidding. I mean, I kind of do. Like, you get to see them. They're nice. But yeah, Scream, the first one's so iconic. Drew Barrymore made her return to making film. And what a movie to come back and do and not be in the whole film. Look what that did for her career. Reinvigorated her career. But yeah, I love watching Scream. Halloween classics, I'll watch them every once and again. I like Jason movies. Jason's were great. I used to go to summer camps, so you're always worried about that happening possibly. But yeah, just so everybody knows that is joining us, we're talking anything nerdy. or anything Halloween, anything WWE, anything Marvel, anything DC, anything Green Lantern, anything LA Knight? Yeah. You have a favorite game that you like to play that's a Halloween classic? Any scary games you play? You watch any Chainsaw Massacres? I'm going to. I think just because you said that, I remember watching the originals, but not to the point that I remember anything about them. Like I haven't revisited them anytime soon. So I'm going to watch one of the newer ones probably today or tomorrow. Were they any good? And what did you like about them? Give me a reason to watch Chainsaw Massacre, because I know the franchise, very aware of what it is, what it's about. Remember watching them as a kid, growing up. I just have never felt a reason to watch, the newer ones. But if you can tell me a reason to watch the newer ones, I'll watch them bees today. We're talking anything wrestling. I went to SmackDown, was it 2 days ago? It was okay, good, gory. See, that's what, gory doesn't make it good for me. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Just joined us. I had to do that, I'm sorry. It's the only thing I think about every time I see that or hear that. Keep the change, you filthy animal. But yeah, we're talking anything wrestling. I went to SmackDown recently. We're talking, thank you for the likes. Appreciate that. Thank you for the gifter badge. I appreciate it. Thank you. Freaking love Home Alone. You're smart. You are smart. I'm never good with making usernames. Mine's evade fake. You love that? Isn't that great? But that's something I use. That's my word that I created. Just evade fake people. Evade fake everything. Evade fake everything if you can. That's my whole mantra. That's how I live my life. Live in the real. Give heart to what you do. What horror movies do you watch? Cindy Kemple, I went to school with you. What's up? Didn't I? I went to school with you, right? Or I definitely went to a school with a Cindy Kemple. Cindy Kemple. Name sounds so familiar. Pretty sure I went to high school with you. What horror movies do I watch? What have I watched? It just depends. I'll watch some indie stuff if it's good. Like I said, I watched Until Dawn recently. That movie was surprisingly great. I saw the last Final Destinations. I love those. Right back at you, Miss Cindy. How you been, Miss Cindy Kemple? Been all right. We're talking horror movies at the moment. I also went to SmackDown recently. This past Friday, I took a kid to his first WWE event, which was amazing. We're also talking anything nerdy, DC, wrestling, movies. Also talking about anything Halloween related, movie wise. So yeah, Ricardo. Oh, you got the last name of one of my favorite Green Lanterns, John Stewart. Welcome to the live. So horror movies do I watch? Final Destinations. I'll watch any horror movie once. I just need something with some substance, something that makes me think. Your favorite restaurant? Ooh, that's a good one. I love that question. My favorite restaurant. I'm a restaurant guy. I've been a restaurant person for the past almost 25 years. So that is a very, very loaded question for me. Oh, favorite restaurant. Dang. I love Kobe's. We have Kobe's here. I don't know if y'all have that around here. Fogo de Chão is probably one of my favorite restaurants. It's all you can eat. It's a Brazilian steakhouse. It's all you can eat proteins. That is probably bar none one of my favorite restaurants. Who is my favorite WWE character? Now or of all time? Now? John Cena, Cody Rhodes. I think those are probably within all time as well. One of the first of all time. Sting. Sting was probably one of my favorites of all time, especially when he hit the black and white. That really got me into wrestling because I was such a Crow fan, because obviously I'm a big comic book fan. When he took that Crow helm, he could do no wrong. Like, Sting was it for me. I would like to say that's one of my favorites. I'm going to give you some other one of my favorites. of all time. DDP was huge with me. The Rock, of course, can't go wrong with him. Triple H, I love Triple H. I'm going to tell you some of the ones that I've met in person that I've loved. Billy Gunn, one of my favorites. He was so nice. I met Omos. I've met Aleister Black, super nice. Zelina Vega I've met Vicky Guerrero. That was probably one of my favorite meetings of all time, was Vicky Guerrero. I had to give up my tickets to go work, and Vicky Guerrero showed up to my job on accident. The Undertaker, that's a great one. You can never go wrong with Taker. Like, his matches are always gas. Always. Is that an Iron Man? Let me tell you about that Iron Man. I have a great... Do you have any WWE action figures? I do. I'll show you one that I'm very near and dear to. I'm going to grab a couple things and tell you a couple stories. Let's see. What did I do? So there's an Iron Man figure, but I'm going to talk about this Iron Man figure. And yes, they are Iron Man figures. My WWE figure that I have. I'm going to figure out where I set it. I've been collecting mainly DC Multiverse, but now Roman Reigns, welcome. Everybody acknowledge your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Acknowledging you're my OTC. You're the OTC was the only shirt that I bought. This figure was absolutely a must find. I found it in the wild. This figure is the You Can't See Me John Cena figure. With no picture of him. This is absolutely my favorite figure. And I haven't really got into buying the wrestling figures because, as you see, I've been a DC Multiverse fan for the past 5 years. So yeah, it's been mainly DC Multiverse, but I've started kind of getting into the WWE figures when it's something that resonates with me. Like, I'm not like the Pokemon guy with wrestling figures, like, gotta catch them all. I just want the ones that resonate with me, that mean something to me. Yes, I have the box. So this was the first Build-A-Figure. So what a Build-A-Figure is, just so to break it down, this came in 5 different pieces. The arms, the legs, and then the torso and the head. 5 different figures, right? To get this. In the wild, I found 4 of the figures that had the pieces. He was missing the left leg. Went to a MegaCon, went to a vendor, and lo and behold, what do I see? The leg. But it's in an Iron Man package. Like, it came with an Iron Man figure, and then you get the Build-A-Figure piece with it. So I went up to the guy, I was like, hey. He's like, well, how can I help you? I was like, I just need the leg. He's like, what? He's like, you need the leg? I was like, yeah. I think it was a Marvel Legend figure from way back in the day, because it was a Build-A-Figure set, and I don't remember which. I think it was like the evil Doctor Strange or the Dark Doctor Strange was one of the figures. An Iron Man figure I didn't even want, which was that left leg that it came with. So when I asked the guy for the leg, he's like, you just want the leg? I was like, yeah, I just want the leg. He's like, you just want the leg? I just want the leg. He literally rips open the box, and I've never seen any vendor do this before. He gave me the leg for free, and he's like, oh, I'll just sell the Iron Man figure separate. Went back that Sunday to MegaCon and showed him a picture of the completed Hulkbuster. And I was like, thank you so much. It took me a year to build this. This is my first Build-A-Figure ever, and I just want to say thank you. He's like, man, I sold that Iron Man figure for like $60 after you left. So we all won on that one. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. I guess he left. I'm not sure if he's still here, but always for your tribal chief. Always acknowledge. Beverly, welcome. So yeah, that was my first Build-A-Figure, and yes, it's an Iron Man figure, and it had a really cool MegaCon story from that. Guy gave me the leg, helped me build it, went back and found out the guy sold that figure for more because it was loose. That's why I didn't think he was going to give it to me, because he was going to have to make that Iron Man figure loose because of giving me that piece. But this was my first Build-A-Figure, which got me into building multiple other figures. So that's where I'm at now. So we were talking Halloween. We've been talking wrestling figures. Yeah, like I said, if I see like a Sting figure and it's the Crow figure, I buy it. If the figures look good and it really looks like the character, I'll buy them. There's some of the figures that just don't look like the actual person, and I have a hard time buying that stuff. But yeah, I did promise I will open one of these figures. So I'm gonna open this figure probably in about 15 minutes. So if you want to share this, you have a DC Build-A-Figures. Opened? No. But I have a lot of Build-A-Figures. I'm a box collector with these mainly. So I have the Build-A-Figure Starro, which is the hardest one to find from the DC. Did you meet The Undertaker? No, not yet. One of the forced meets that I did have, and I'm kind of glad I did it, was Hulk Hogan. I met Hulk Hogan at MegaCon a couple years back. It was right after COVID. It was him and Brooke Hogan. And I walked up, and before COVID, you could go to a celebrity with any type of thing that you brought in, whatever it was, and they would autograph it for like 15 bucks, right? The only time you paid big money for autographs is when they gave you something out of their collection. So I know R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Brother, we wouldn't be here talking about wrestling if it wasn't for him. We all know that for a fact. A fact. And this is how I look at things. You take one page out of somebody's book, and this is even for my book as well. You take one page out of my life and tell me this is who this person is, that's BS. And I have to keep it under, I think we're still under 18. It's trash. Like, I know he did something wrong. One mistake, one page out of your book doesn't make your book. That makes sense. What he said was awful, stupid. I think it's disgusting what he said. But I don't judge people on one thing they did, ever. I look at the collection of what people did, and I'm like, that's the human being. You know what I mean? But yeah, when I went up, let me go back to when I went up to Hulk Hogan and I met him, right? You see him, I mean, he's huge, big guy. Was he nice? He was there for the money, and you felt it when you went. Like, he was with Brooke. Brooke was there for the money too, which I understand. But when I walk up with a picture to Hulk Hogan, and mind you, when I've met these people before, I've either gotten free autographs or $15 autographs. I had a picture of Hulk Hogan that I brought myself, that I bought, that I purchased. And I was like, here you go, here's the picture, I would like to get the autograph. And they're like, it's going to be $120. I'm like, no, I'm good. I was like, brother, pleasure to meet you. I shook his hand, said hello, said hello to Brooke. That was free. Deuces, and walked off with my unautographed photo. Please share this. Please share the live stream we're doing, because I'm going to be opening this figure towards the end of the live stream, and I'm going to show you the difference between the Mattel figure that I had originally and the McFarlane figure. I'm a huge DC McFarlane fan. Todd McFarlane could do no wrong. His figures are spectacular. I wish he would do wrestling figures. Do 7-inch wrestling figures. How great would that be? Andre, what's up? We're talking wrestling, Marvel, DC, Halloween. Talking anything. Hulk Hogan. I don't know. I just didn't feel nice when I met him. You know, like I meet people genuinely, and I get that genuine, you know, nice or not nice feel. I didn't get that feel. So will you ever open the boxes? Yeah, there's some figures I do open. The Build-A-Figures that I have right now, I paid probably $40 for that Build-A-Figure set. And they're going for like $250, $300 because they're so rare. That's why I won't open them yet. I'm deciding whether I want to flip it or not. But I have like the Build-A-Figure Dark Knight Returns that turns into a Bane. I had the Build-A-Figure Starro. I had the Build-A-Figure King Shark. That comes with the Suicide Squad. I'll do another live sometime, and I'll start pulling this stuff out and showing everybody if that's something anybody's interested in. You just have to send me some comments or some likes. Let me know if you'd like to see my collection a little bit more, because I'll build another shelf. That way it's easier to kind of pull out and show everybody. What's up, Sammy? Welcome. I love The Rock and Cena. I met John Cena, so let me tell you this. 20 years ago, a friend of mine, Ben Boygiev, was nice enough to invite me to a wrestling event that was in Orlando. We went to this Orlando event, and I was like, so what are we doing? He's like, I was like, where are our seats? He's like, well, it's all access. We're going to go meet the wrestlers first. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. So we go back to this backstage area, and there's John Cena. And I'm talking early 2000 John Cena, bro. I love Cody Rhodes. You can never go wrong with Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes is probably my favorite wrestler right now. I love Cody Rhodes. His story, everything resonates with me. Making your father proud, all that, so big for me. Get back to seeing John Cena for the first time, Kale. Met John Cena, shook his hand, signed my program. Didn't really know of John Cena that much at that time, right? My friend at that time was a way bigger wrestling fan than I was. So when I met John Cena, he had a 2-page spread on the program because he was the champion. Shook his hand, told him it was a pleasure to meet him. His forearms are so big. His arms are ginormous. Like, you can't even understand how big this man is until you actually meet him or shake his hand. Now, with that said, I get his autograph. I go to the next person, which is now the Big Show. Big Show's a Florida boy, and he had one picture in the program. And I look at Big Show, I was like, hey, man, I was like, how come John Cena? Because, like I said, again, I wasn't aware of really who John Cena was. I knew he was the champion. I hadn't been watching WWE at the time, like regularly or, you know, religiously. And I was like, hey, Big Show, I was like, why he get a why does he get a 2-page spread and you get 1 page and you're the biggest human being I've ever seen? Big Show's like, well, the champ. And just that little quip was so funny to me. And he autographed my stuff. And I don't even know what the relationship was between John Cena and Big Show back then. But hearing Big Show call John Cena a chump in person was awesome. So he signed that for me. Then I went and met Carlito. And then I met Candice Michelle. Let me tell you about my Candice Michelle meet. You're going to get a laugh out of this. Went up to Candice Michelle. She is so hot, right? So fine. Because I'm looking at the program like, yummy. And I walk up, I was like, Candice Michelle? She's like, yes. I was like, girl, you so fine. Someone ought to put you on a plate and stop you over with a biscuit. She's like, dang. She's like, what you doing after this? After the show. I was like, you? Perhaps? She laughed. She's like, I'll catch you after the show. And I never got to see her after the show, unfortunately. But to tell that woman that she looked so good, someone ought to put her on a plate and sop her up with a biscuit, made that whole panel laugh. Big Show's laughing, John Cena's laughing, everybody's dying. And I meant it. I ought to put her on a plate and sopped her up with whatever I had next to me at that moment. She is so hot. And that was how I met John Cena. And then, so going through with that story, after that All Access thing that I did, meeting John Cena, my friend passed away, unfortunately, a couple months after. Biggest wrestling fan I ever met. He had the belts, the replica belts. And I remember before he passed, he always told us, he told me and his ex-wife, he's like, if I die, he's like, I want to die a champion. He's like, I'm dying with this belt. He's like, you bury me with this championship belt. And think about this, early 2000, there weren't a whole lot of people that had replica belts, not in comparison to today. So Shawn Michaels, I've never met Shawn Michaels yet. I would love to meet Shawn Michaels. Living in Orlando, you run into a lot of people, but there's some of the bigger ones you tend to not run into. But yeah, my friend passed away months after we went and did that meet and greet. Me going to this and taking somebody to a SmackDown was me paying this full circle, because I thought, since it's John Cena's final, show, and the last time is now, I was really hoping to take my friend to see John Cena and make it a 20-year circle. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but a lot of fortunate things did happen. But yeah, when he passed away, I remember going to the viewing of my friend Ben Boyajiev and, looking in that casket and seeing the championship belt around his waist. That was like the only happy part of that day, was knowing that he got his last dying wish was to be buried a champion. And we buried him in a casket with the championship belt. And, I've been pretty emotional about going to this match and giving someone a similar experience to what I had, that my friend gave me, that Ben gave me. It was amazing, like, to take somebody and give them club seats that I didn't even afford, and give somebody the WWE experience like I got. I really wish John Cena would have been there. It killed me that he wasn't, because that's like the only person. I've seen a lot of the wrestlers, and I'm not unhappy to see the rest of them, but I really wanted to see John, because I haven't seen John since my friend died, and I really wanted to make that full circle. But there's another chance. I'm gonna go to Raw. Definitely going to Raw in December. You live every day, man. I know YOLO sounds like a dumb thing to live by, but I promise you, I make the sacrifices in an adult life to do things that you only get one opportunity to do. I don't put that stuff on the shelf, because You never know how long you're around for. And I've been around death a lot. I mean, I have severe PTSD due to losing a lot of friends growing up and losing a lot. I lost more friends in my 20s than I have being 40. So yeah, it's, you live every day, and you appreciate life when you see people you love pass away. Like, and I have a friend that is buried about 7 minutes from here, and when he passed, he was in Costa Rica, so I didn't even get to see my friend one last time. So I visit him often, and we talk. Anytime I have an issue, I go visit him, and that reminds me of, living every day. Like, I've lost some great people, but that little piece of that person somehow gets embedded in you, and you become a part of that person that goes, so they do live on. You just respect the people and you always keep them in your mind, the people that you love, that you lost, and just pay it forward as much as you possibly can. Me taking Chris was a gift, was a pure gift to take him. It was also a pure gift for the people that have taken me to repay that, to pay that forward, what somebody did for me. If it wasn't for my friend Ben taking me to an event before he passed, we wouldn't be talking about wrestling right now. I guarantee you. It was because of him. I'm a big John Cena fan now. Like, all I think about it, because if it wasn't for John Cena, maybe my friend wouldn't have been a big fan. Ben was a big fan of John Cena, and he went to meet and greets often. I'm pretty sure he knows who John Cena is personally, because he went to the meet and greets all the time. And I hope to meet John Cena one last time. I really do. Even if it's at MegaCon this coming year. Since Peacemaker's been such a big show, usually they take whatever is really big and they put it in MegaCon. Since Peacemaker's been so huge, I'm praying, Noah, that he'll be there. If I don't get to see him at Raw, then I'll get to see him at MegaCon, and I'll pay $100 for that autograph all day. That's a great human being that has done a lot of great things for the world. Not saying that Hulk wasn't. Just, you can tell when people are in it for themselves and when people are in it for the fans. And John Cena is that person that's in it for the fans. You know why? Because he's a fan. He's a fan. Matt Hardy, I don't see why not. Like, it's all right there. Why? Like, I guess he's back in WWE now, right? Because he's with, what, TNA or NXT, TNA, right? So anytime they go back, they're usually at the Performance Center. If they're in the Performance Center, they're everywhere in Orlando. I lived in Orlando 20 years. It's insane the amount of celebrities I've seen in Orlando. Just working in restaurants more than anything. But yeah, you live every day, man. You never know when it's going to be gone. That's why I'm always happy. Everybody's like, why are you always happy? People find it off-putting that this is what it normally looks like. Because people aren't just that, But I found the silver lining in its life. Like, do the things that you love and what you're passionate about. Like me doing this live right now. I'm doing this live based on what I'm passionate about, and I'm finding the people that are also passionate about the things I am, which makes me really excited to do these lives. But yeah, Matt Hardy would be a great one to meet. I'm sure he's a big, he was a fan before he became a wrestler. And that's what I love. Those wrestlers that were fans before becoming wrestlers. Because like Hulk Hogan was in that era where he just wanted to do it. Like, I don't think he was a big fan of it. He just was at the stature that he could actually do it. I wasn't sure about his, how he got started in it. I know how Hulk Hogan started, and it was movies, things like that. But, now you have wrestlers that were fans of wrestling. And those are the best kind of wrestlers, are the ex-wrestling fans. Or I'm sure they're still wrestling fans, but yeah. I'm doing a live. I got 15 minutes. All right, I'm going to have to go in 15 minutes. We're going to keep, like I said, I'll make this for 2 hours. So we're talking MegaCons, we're talking Comic-Cons, we're talking DC, we're talking Marvel, we're talking wrestling. We just went to SmackDown, and we're also talking about living life. We're talking about just do what makes you happy. You get one chance to do that. And you got to think, like, once you're to that point, you can't walk around and do stuff for yourself anymore. All you have are those memories. So make great ones. Make great ones with the people you love. Make great ones for yourself. Because you only get one chance. Like I couldn't really afford any of this that I just went and did, but I did it because you get one chance. So I brought somebody with me that I couldn't really afford to do, but I made a way. I made it happen. And it was one of the greatest wrestling experiences I've ever had. But I put other people first before I started this. The only reason I went to wrestling was to bring somebody else and give them their first experience. I did it selflessly, and it turned out to be one of the best experiences I ever had in my life. You do things selfless, I promise you can never go wrong. What are the pops? Oh, the pops I have up there are a Soundwave. Soundwave is one of my favorite Transformers of all time. Love Soundwave. The tapes, I guess it was the tapes that came in the Soundwave that made me love Soundwave. The pops that I have over here, I'll show you. Let me turn it around. All right. So they're DC pops more than anything. Azrael's probably my favorite version of Batman. That's also another Azrael figure. Ugh, freaking love that Batman. Suicide Squad stuff, because I just wanted to collect those because I actually have them in the McFarlanes, so they kind of go as a set. Anything Doomsday or Doomsday related, I'm all about, because that was my favorite Superman series coming up as a kid. There is a Superman pop up there, a Soundwave, and you know I gotta have some type of lantern. Most of all my stuff is lantern. Some Drobes down there, probably a Reverse Flash or two. I try to stay away from the pops. You see, all right, I'm gonna show you my McFarlane. So there are 4 McFarlanes behind those McFarlanes. There are McFarlanes hanging. There are McFarlane vehicles. That Batmobile is my favorite Batmobile. That Doomsday is amazing. I also have the Doomsday without the green that came with a Superman figure. It's a whole Doomsday set. You try Amazon. Amazon, usually you can get them for pretty cheap at times. Always a good place to look for these figures. Like I said, I found that double pack right down there at Ross for $9. But yeah, I'm a big Doomsday fan. Like, here's the Reign of Superman, the Eradicator, Cyborg, Superman. They also made the variant. They were supposed to put the lantern symbol on the chest, but I didn't care. I think the red and black is fire, and kind of reminds me of the old NWO. I got that beast for $20 on Amazon. Amazon sells some really inexpensive, cool McFarlane stuff. Also, I have the Superboy. As you see, he doesn't have the black jacket. Do I collect Marvel Legends? I got so much into this DC stuff, I kind of held back on the Marvel Legends. If there's a figure that resonates with me, yes, I buy it. As you see, there's a large Wolverine. My son's Logan after Wolverine. So anything Wolverine I tend to buy. So there's a Marvel Legends figure that's an older one. This was the Unleashed series when they did the 7-inch figures. I wish they would go back to those. But that's a fire. I love that Iron Man figure. I haven't taken that out of the box. Yeah, here's some of my Marvel stuff. You have to have the Hugh Jackman, you know. Got to have the Hugh Jackman. I actually picked that over the Wolverine figure. What's up, Joshua? Just showing some of my collection. Cable is one of my favorite figures. One of my favorite characters, of course, Deadpool. War Machine, absolutely my favorite Iron Man of all time. I'm also a Star Wars fan, obviously. Spawn's back there chilling. RoboCop, love RoboCop. His leg actually opens up. You can put the gun in it. This is what the old... Oh, now we're dropping toys everywhere. It's all good. They're durable. There's Joker holding up. Robin, he's probably going to shoot him later. I hope not. And we got... I love that death metal. This is... oh, what's his name? This is the Grant Gustin Flash. I met him last year at MegaCon. I forgot this character's name, but he's one of my favorites. I love just the artwork on it. The sculpt is incredible. This is probably one of my favorite Batman figures. I also have it in blue. The blue is probably my more favorite one. Deathstroke. We got this guy falling down. Look at that. That means I need to organize. Did you meet Michael Keaton? No, but he is absolutely 100% my favorite Batman. That's as close as I got to meeting Michael Keaton. If he were to go to a MegaCon, I'd be there in a millisecond. I am a huge Robert Pattinson Batman fan. He is my favorite Batman right now. If you haven't seen the Robert Pattinson Batman, do yourself a treat. Watch it. They had a fanboy expo this week, and it was the Goonies reunion. Hey, you guys! Anything I could find with Superman in it. I was so happy that this is the actual Goonies figure that they did, because I get Superman with it. I also love this show. Big Bang Theory was one of my favorites. The fact that they decided to make a Big Bang Theory figure with him in the Flash. And I think it comes with like a little Green Lantern. Freaking love it. Hey, you guys! One of my favorite movies growing up was this movie. I just have the Death of Superman. I actually have... Oh, let me show you all that. So I have this classic. Here's my Money in the Bank briefcase, signed by O. Moss. Some really good comics in that box right there. Now I'm breaking open the archive. So I met the guy that created this. Blackest Night is what made me a Green Lantern fan. When this came out, there was nothing DC could do that would hurt. Like, DC could do no wrong at this point. I actually got to meet Jeff Johns. I've had this book for almost 2 decades. And to find the guy that actually wrote it, Jeff Johns autographed it to me and drew a picture. That was super cool. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm going to open that figure before I end this live. We got a couple minutes left. I'm just showing you a couple things. Like I said, anything Superman, Action Comics, all about. I'm going to be opening my Cyborg figure. I usually don't open my figures, so this is going to be a pretty cool thing to do. I might actually start opening figures per lives, depending if that's something people would like to see. This, you will never find another one. This is a one-of-a-kind. Dan Jurgens, Brett Brender. I'm sorry, I don't know how to enunciate his last name. I know Dan Jurgens. Breeding. But yeah, this is the only one that they did, and it's at a 9.8. Can't beat that. This is the only one Dan Jurgens and Brett actually drew on. So there are other ones like this. But did Ref mess up, or did Jax actually kick out? Okay, so what happened? I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm glad you asked this. So he's asking me right now, what happened? Oh, crap. Hold on one second. What happened with the debacle at the triple threat match with Nia, Jade, and Tiffany? So I'm going to tell you what happened. It was not the ref's fault at all. I'm going to just set up my camera again. Give me a second. It just takes a minute for me to get this back to square. Okay, so it wasn't the ref's fault. Did the ref mess up, or did Jax actually kick out? Jax did not kick out. And I'm going to tell you why she didn't kick out. Because the ref didn't mess up. Kind of the ref did. Like, they have to be on point just as much as the wrestlers do. What happened is that's where Jade got hit. So whenever Jade did her thing where she got hit, Jade was supposed to pull the ref out of the ring. Now, because she was bleeding profusely in the face, she didn't make that moment. She was supposed to make the moment where she goes up, grabs the ref out, and then none of that was supposed to happen. So Jax never kicked out, ever. She just laid there, as big and nasty as she is, like a beach whale. Didn't even try to kick out. And if she would have tried to kick out, they might have not had that debacle. If she would have been on her game, it wouldn't have looked bad. But because Jade was bloodied open, she didn't have a chance to grab that ref out. So that's why that 2 count, because we're all sitting there, like, we're watching it. We're live, and we're like, what? Everybody's booing. We're cursing out the ref. Like, we're going wild because we see the mistake. But then we realize what had happened. Once that happened, you see Jaden, she's just bleeding. So she was busted open real bad, and that's probably all she was looking at, and forgot to pull the ref out. So it wasn't Jade. They're going to blame Jade. They're going to. But that was what was supposed to happen. So the ref wasn't supposed to count the 3, and that's what happened. The ref kind of messed up, but I mean, kind of didn't, because there was supposed to be a cue for Jade to pull out that ref, and them not even get to that 3rd count. That 3rd count wasn't even supposed to happen. So if you look at the stuff that's scripted and you want to go and get into Unreal, what was supposed to happen was that ref was supposed to be pulled out in time for them not to hit that 3rd count. It is 1, 2, 3 ref. Like, can she not count? That's what we were all wondering. We're like, we're all waiting for the 3. That felt forever. Being live in that moment felt forever, waiting for that 3. And I mean, as soon as that 3 didn't hit, boo. I mean, they were F you ref, F you. Like, I mean, they were cursing this person out. They were cursing this poor woman out. It wasn't even her fault. But then you go back, if Jade wouldn't have botched and got hurt, but I mean, that's where it's not scripted. I'm okay with her getting hurt and it happening. But, you know, that 1, 2, 3 thing, I blame Nia. I'm blaming Nia for everything because I don't like Nia. All right, we're getting to the last couple minutes. Please, everybody, hit the likes as much as you can. We're going to open up this figure. I'm going to start doing this probably anytime I do a live. I'm going to pick a figure to open because I don't ever open my figures. So let's watch this together. All right, here we go. And what figure am I opening? It is the Cyborg Superman. Wheelchair Gamer, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. You came back just in time for me to open this, and you know what? I was gonna do it real nice, and you know, I'm just gonna open it, right? Let's get all the likes that we can for the last little bit of this live. I'm gonna be opening this figure and giving you what my thoughts on it in comparison to what they did almost a decade ago with Mattel toys. This is why I don't want them to get rid of McFarlane toys. McFarlane doesn't have the license to DC, which sucks now that James Gunn's on the helm. That match was out of hand. Yeah, I don't like Nia Jax. Like, don't give me Nia Jax. I hate Nia Jax. I don't hate her. I just don't think she's a great wrestler. I just think she's just big, and she's big. That's it. Like, that's what she's good at, being big. I don't want that. There's a lot of people that's good at that. Alright, first, it does come with a collector's card. I do collect all the cards. I'm going to take that out very carefully because the way cards are worth nowadays, stupid. So here's the Cyborg figure. This is very difficult for me to open these things at times, so I'm glad I got a chance to do it for the end of this. What do I love about this? Cloth cape. Is it wired? It's a wired cloth cape. Oh, that is even cooler. All right. Now, what did it come with? It came with a couple hands. Pointer, so he could acknowledge his tribal chief. So let's take this baby out. And they make sure that nobody can steal these things. Next time I'll get my... Oh, crap, we lost a hand. That's the first time that's ever happened. Ever happened. Me buying a McFarlane figure. And I hear this all the time that, you know, the pieces fall off. We lost both of them. Wow. Okay. Next time we're cutting these things out. Alright. Hopefully the leg pieces don't fall off. We don't want that. Okay. We did it. But while doing it, the hands popped off. Hands popped off. I grew up watching Undertaker and Warrior and others. I can't spell from 90s. You don't have to spell them because I grew up with the same ones. I know exactly which ones you're talking about. 80s and 90s was great for wrestling. I'm going to give him his tribal chief hand.
so we can end this live correctly. Yes, they make sure you can't get these things out. You can't steal these things. Don't try to go to Walmart and steal these things. They will catch you. They will catch you stealing. All right. Let me put some of these hands back on that fell off. Not too bad. I thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it was. Oh, let's try not to break it. Oh, crap. All right. This cloth cape is incredible. So McFarlane just started doing this towards the end. Because look, like now you can make it. This cloth cape is so fire. Orlando acknowledgement. Thank you. Look, you can do the Stephanie Vakir. Or we can just do the Roman Reigns. There we go. Man, this figure is gas. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. Cyborg acknowledging his tribal chief. Yeah, this figure is pretty freaking amazing. The articulation is 22 pieces. Can he do Ego Ethan Page? Oh, that match was great last night, by the way. I watched Ethan Page wrestle. I'm a big Ethan Page fan, by the way, because I'm an AEW 2 years ago fan. Ethan Page is going to be great. And Ricky Saints now, not Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints. I'm extremely excited for his career. Can he do the Ethan Page? Not probably without breaking his arm. Here we go. It takes a little work, but you got to push the hand into the face. There it is, the Ego Ethan Page. Boo Ego. Really? Boo Ego? He's just a natural. And he's going to be a natural heel. And it's going to be a natural heel we're going to love for a long time. I promise you. He is a great wrestler. And yeah, he's the best. I'm big fan. Watch out for Ricky Saints. And watch out for Ego Ethan Page. Because look at what they're pulling out of AEW. Penta, number one. Penta. They pulled Penta and Rey Fenix out of AEW. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, pulled out of AEW. Anybody they pull out of AEW and are making front runners for the WWE right now are phenomenal wrestlers. They will stand the test of time. They will. All right, so going back to the figure comparison. All right. And then I'll pick up all the other figures I dropped. So we got Tribal Chief, cloth cape that you can make him look like he's flying, and just make look like the wind's hitting. This cloth cape thing was genius, and he did it within the last year. He's boo because what he did. He stayed at NXT. Yeah, he stayed, but you know he's going to go to the WWE. He wants more money. Everybody wants more money. His merchandise sales are nothing until he goes to WWE. Ethan Page, Ricky, Obafemi, yeah, all great. Oba is great. The fact that Ricky Saints was able to do that match and make it look as great as it did with such a big person, and he's not that big, hit the likes for that. That match was incredible. Go back and watch it. Ricky is like the next Little Rock. Like, they used to call him Pebble over at AEW because he was like a Little Rock. And he would just hone his skills. Like, he's going to be incredible. Hank and Tank, good tag team? Yeah, agreed. So this is the newest figure that came out 2025. One of my favorite characters in the DC Universe, Cyborg Superman. Anything Superman related, yes, he is acknowledging his tribal chief because we are also doing a WWE rant earlier. This figure is amazing. amazing. 7 inches. So let's look at it in comparison to what it used to be, and then we'll start wrapping up. This is the figure almost a decade ago. Oba, Raw, or SmackDown sooner than later. Now that Ricky Saints won, Oba's going to probably be moving. I don't know if they move him as champions or they're trying to push Ricky first. Maybe they're trying to push Ricky first into the WWE before NXT. I think Oba's ready for his release. I think we need a big guy like that. So Oba, Raw, or SmackDown? They usually put him on Raw first, right? I wouldn't mind Oba being on SmackDown. Ethan goes to Raw? Absolutely. Send Ethan to Raw. Heck yeah. Let's do that. So this is the 6-inch Cyborg Superman figure. It's alright. It's pretty cool. For its time, it was great. Terminator head. And then this is the new one. So put in feet by feet. Look at the size difference. Jeez. This is what we were playing with this. I don't even know if this is 6 inches. This almost looks 5 in comparison to this. But yeah, they're feet to feet. So now we're going back to this. I want to let everybody know what's going on with these figures. This is a Todd McFarlane DC Multiverse figure. This figure and all the other ones in the back are DC Multiverse. They're 7-inch figures, 22 points of articulation, and the freaking detail is ridiculous. So McFarlane will not be making these anymore. So mad. We're going back to Mattel's version of this crap. Can you open a Flash? Tell you what. I can open a Flash. I'll open the Flash on the next live. How about that? I have a Flash out. This is the Grant Gustin. This is my Flash right now. Grant Gustin. I hope they will bring him into the DCU, into James Gunn's DC universe. I hope. If you like Grant Gustin as the Flash, hit the likes. I want him to be our Flash. So I'm going to show you, and actually one of the next figures I will be opening is going to be this one. So this is the Mattel version of the Superboy figure, right? It's got a jacket. This one was actually pretty cool. I was very happy with this figure when it came out. I thought they did a great job of recreating it. And then we turned it into... Uh-oh, don't... I can't see Cena, but it looks like he's falling. So we turned it into this. The sculpt is amazing. It comes with a comic book. As you can see, he's supposed to have the jacket. So on one of these lives, what I'm going to be doing is opening one of these. And I'm also going to be opening a Jon Moxley figure. Because as you see, what it did not come with. You're right. Y'all are so smart. And I will do the Flash, I promise that. No, I promise I'll do the Flash. If you're on that live, I will open a Flash figure as well. The next one I do want to open, though, on the next live will be this one. Because I'm going to show you, I won't be just opening this one. It's actually rumor confirmed that Grant Gustin, yes, I heard that. I'm excited. James Gunn's the bomb. By the way, James Gunn is better than Kevin Feige, I personally think. I think he's the greatest vision for DC ever. I'm sad that McFarlane's going to stop making these figures at the end of the year, and we're going back to this crap. It's not crap, but it's not as great. Like, how do I downsize? How to go from 7 inches to... I don't know how to do that. It's James Gunn is doing phenomenal. Good is an understatement. James Gunn's stuff is... There's not one... Name a movie that James Gunn has done that's been bad. I'll wait. It'll go another... It will go on forever. This live will never end. Because, why? James Gunn doesn't make bad movies. Watch Brightburn and see what he was thinking moving into the DC when Marvel let him go after Guardians 2. When Marvel let him go, let James Gunn go after Guardians 2, he did a movie called Brightburn. It's on, you have to see it. It's so good. It will show you what his mind was doing, incepting, going into making Guardians 3, but feeling the DC universe. That movie that he did, Brightburn, is loosely based or strongly based on the DC universe. All right, so back to this figure real quick. What did it not come with? As we can see, it did not come with the jacket. I'm very upset that it did not come with the jacket. So I'll be opening 2 figures on the next live. It will be this one and a wrestling figure, the Jon Moxley figure that I found at Walmart for $10. And the reason I bought it was not because I'm a Jon Moxley fan, but not a big enough one to buy his figure. I bought it because of the accessories. It came with a black leather jacket that I'm hoping is going to fit on this figure. Peacemaker Season 2 is gas. Have you seen the last episode? Oh, didn't see that one coming. But yeah, complete difference. Like, let's look it up. Like, he does look like a boy in comparison. Look how the size difference in these figures and the detail. Like, that's a shield. I don't know if y'all can see it, but that's actually that's not like a sticker. That's actually molded into the chest plate. Like with this one, that's just like a, it's not a chest plate. Is it? No, it's just a sticker. McFarlane, keep the DC license, even though you didn't. It was so good. Who knew? And I don't want to ruin it for everybody else because it was such a great final. That wasn't the season finale, right? It was a great last episode. Sent James Gunn to me. Please, or just, I mean, we're bringing most of the WWE wrestlers into movies. Like we got what? We got Street Fighter. You got Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. The mergers are happening. I would love to see more wrestlers as superhero people. Like I would love for them to be in the DC universe. Like I'm sure there are multiple characters that look like a lot of the superhero, or a lot of superhero characters look like wrestlers. I think it's a perfect bridge for them to do movies. Like don't do another like the Marine stuff like that. Do something that's in their wheelhouse. They spend every day being superheroes and villains, right? Heels, faces, superhero, villains, no different. Put them in superhero movies. Look at what it did for Batista. Like the older, yeah, like that. But look when you put people that are wrestlers that play heroes and villains for a living, turn into great hero actors. Look at Batista. Turn him into a superhero, what happened? His career turned into a superhero. Do that. Stop giving, like, you can give Batista, obviously, you can give him any type of script and he will knock it out of the park. But for the most part, give them what they're comfortable with. Give the WWE wrestlers what they're comfortable with. They are comfortable with being heels and villains. They're comfortable with being faces and heroes. Make them that. Give them something that's in their wheelhouse and they will produce phenomenal things for you. I'm okay with that. Because you can give them small parts to help them grow into other roles. Look at, Samoa Joe being in Twisted Metal. Heroes and Villains show. And he's killing it. I know it's not his voice, but man, he does such a good, like, body acting. But, yeah, give us WWE wrestlers in superhero movies. And now that James Gunn is a part of that world, I see a lot of intermingling because you got to think about this. James Gunn is part of the DCU, right? Who did James Gunn help make into an amazing actor? Batista. Where did Batista work? WWE. So what you think? Do you think DC is going to get a lot of the WWE actors? They've already got Peacemaker. Just saying. Look at what John Cena's done acting-wise since he's done Peacemaker. John Cena's stuff, since doing a DC film, his acting has gotten so much better. Cody Rhodes, gonna be Guile, baby. Guile in Street Fighter. So excited because he just looks the part. And the man can act. The wrestlers can act. I don't care what anybody says. They just sometimes aren't put in the right movies. Wait, Roman Reigns in the movie The Pickup. Guess what? He played himself. It was fantastic. Loved watching Roman. I loved him more in that than I loved him in the Hobbs and Shaw movie I think that he was in. But yeah, Cody, gonna be gas in Street Fighter. Oh. It'd be cool if he does a Cody Cutter somehow as Guile. If he does a Cody Cutter as Guile, I swear I will lose my everything. I'll lose my mind. I'm such a Cody Rhodes fan. I hope he does a Cody Cutter in Street Fighter. All right, we're going to be wrapping this up very, very soon. I appreciate everybody that's been on the live. So let's ask our final questions. We have some stuff to look forward to the next one. Like I said, I'm going to open up another figure on our next live. I'll figure out what we're going to talk about. But yeah, we've been talking mainly today about Halloween movies or scary movies, DC, Marvel, WWE, anything pretty much nerdy. We've also been talking about cons. I go to a lot of cons. So if y'all have any questions about who I've seen or who I've met quite a lot of people. And cons are something I do for myself. I'm going to recommend this for everybody, by the way. I am a pure giving person. I am a selfless person. I have a humongous time having trouble giving back to myself. Like the figures, obviously, like that's what I do for my PTSD, for my anxiety, for my ADHD. Like this is the best thing I've ever done for my PTSD. Is figure hunting. I don't know what it just does something for me. It gives me purpose, I guess. I don't know. I just find joy in it now. I find so much joy in toy hunting, and I do that instead of taking a lot of heavy prescriptions. I mean, I am medicated, but this is what I do for my PTSD. I collect. And I wanted to get back to that. With that, we all go through life and we all give. I have a hard time receiving. I give. That's what I'm all about. It's what makes me happy. That's why I feel like I'm on this earth, is to give back. With that said, you do have to stop and pause for yourself every so often. And I recommend this highly to everybody for your mental health, for the people around you's mental health. Have you seen the Big Show? I love the Big Show. Is that what you're talking about? Or the Big Show that was on Netflix? No, I never watched it. I didn't. I assumed it wasn't great. I met Big Show. He just not a lot there. Just blah to me as far as just there's no excitement in him for me. If he can pull it off, I'm sure he's a great actor. I don't see him being exciting. Going back, mental health, do stuff for yourself. At least one thing a year. What I was doing every year for my mental health when I realized how bad it was during COVID because I was alone, I decided, you're welcome. Anytime. Love sharing. Just let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to share. Todderick. Love that name, by the way. I had a friend named Todd. That's what we called him. We called him Todderific. If you want to change your name, I'm giving you that name. Todderific was what we called our friend Todd. Do something for your mental health. First, seek the right help first. And to maintain it, do something for yourself. I go to MegaCon every year. 4 days every year. Because that's what I do. That's my reset. I've had 2 kids that are now adults. They're in college. I have to do for me now. And I rarely do anything for myself. MegaCon, I do for myself every year. And it's the best reset I ever have. I go to wrestling events now too, but I also bring somebody along to give them that experience because I know 22-year Army vet here, Todd as well, high school. That's funny. Thank you for your service. I don't want to I want to do it right. My dad served in the Air Force. My grandfather served in the Air Corps. He also worked for NASA and built the Mercury landing module. That's my claim to fame. My last name, thank you. Thank you, Todderific. I'm going to call you Todderific. I can't believe someone stole my name. Yeah, Todderific, you're the man. I appreciate you. Appreciate your service. And as a person that's been in the service, this might, be something that you could chime in on. You got to do stuff for yourself. If you suffer from PTSD, I don't know what you dealt with in the military. You got to do something for yourself. And I always do that for myself. It's the most selfish thing I do for myself every year. I go to MegaCon. And it's amazing every time I go. I find people that I've never been. I take them to their first MegaCons. Then I'm paying it forward as well. I love seeing people experience a comic book convention with their celebrities and the people they love. Last year I took a girl that I went to high school with. Huge Peter Fasolini fan. Huge fan of those movies, of the Twilight movies. Almost didn't go see him. I made her. I dragged her to Peter Fasolini's line. She was the last person to meet him. And when you saw her face when she got out of having that organic meeting with him, regardless of the money, like the time she spent with him was so cool. And you see it in her face, like you want to give everybody that experience. So with the money that I have, I try to bring people with me so they can have these experiences too, because they need these resets as well. But for my PTSD and I collect, and for, you know, just my mental journeys, you met Sergeant Slaughter. That's a cool meet. I went to a weird little convention somewhere, and it was janky, super janky. Like they had the dwarf from Willow, the guy that played Willow, he was there. Then they had the black guy from The Blind Side. Then there were just wrestlers. I saw Lex Luger still in the wheelchair. That was hard to see. But I met him. I met Ron Simmons. Is that the APA guy? He was there. Ted DiBiase was there with his son. Ted DiBiase looks great, by the way. Looks the same almost to me. Brutus the Barber Beefcake I saw with his wife. He looks rough. Rough. Joe Fest. What's Joe Fest? G.I. Joe Fest? Oh, that's got to be cool. I would love to go to that. But yeah, I recommend doing these things for your mental health. What I do selfishly for myself, I go to MegaCon every year, and I try to bring someone that's never been to give them that experience, so they know it. When you walk in and everybody's just, it's like going into a wrestling event. Everybody's there just to have a good time. It's happy. You get to meet your heroes, the ones that drew and wrote the heroes, on top of the people that acted in the movies that you loved, or the shows. Have you ever met Hacksaw Jim Duggan? Ho! I swear I have. It just probably wasn't that memorable, or I didn't pay for it. But I swore he was at a convention that I went to. I just didn't pay. Probably walked by and it's like, whatever. But yeah, I recommend doing something at least once a year for yourself, just to reset. Your brain is like a computer. You have to turn it off. And for me, going to MegaCon, I turn off everything. It's like me being on a cruise, like nothing bothers me for those 4 days. And if it's stress or whatever, I ignore it for 4 days, because you need that. You have to do that for yourself. And MegaCon's how I do it for myself. And then in between going to that, I go to wrestling events at least twice a year. I've met some great friends. Mr. Anderson. I can't believe that turned into such a big thing. He was great. I loved him. He was an amazing wrestler. Look, I was talking about MegaCon. I go to MegaCon every year. I go to a couple other little cons that happen in Orlando, because they happen quite often. And they're usually, MegaCon is amazing. Do yourself a treat. Go to MegaCon. MegaCon has gotten a little bit more commercial since COVID. Prior to COVID, you could go into MegaCon and legit, there'd be a different booth selling different things everywhere. Now you'll find like 3 or 4 of the same booth selling the same thing, so it gets a little bit more commercialized. And like, for instance, like Mel Gibson came. Screw that dude, by the way. Mel Gibson, screw you, bro. Because I looked, you were charging $280 to $290 per photograph with people, right? Like, I would love to meet Ric Flair. Woo! Hit a like for Ric Flair. And for a woo! This is a funny story. After going to the event Saturday and hearing everybody woo all night long, I went to the Waffle House in Lakeland to eat. My friend's never even been to a Waffle House before. This is how freaking closeted this kid is. Took him to a Waffle House. My server, no lie, her name was Woo! W-O-O. I lost my crap when I was sitting in there, just dying laughing, because I was like, girl, you have no idea how much I wooed all day. And then to come into a freaking Waffle House and my server to be named Woo was amazing. Amazing. But yeah, I recommend going to a MegaCon. The best celebrities, it's the closest thing you'll get to going to Comic-Con in San Diego. It's literally like San Diego Comic-Con, MegaCon. Like if the scale was here, MegaCon would be there. It's almost just as great. Todd McFarlane showed up there. That's where I saw Stan Lee. I've met some of the greats that are now past at MegaCon. I randomly meet wrestlers because the Performance Center is there. Oh, that's awesome. That's going to be my name. You can keep it. I like that. Woo now the Nature Boy. Woo! That'll never get old. I saw Ric Flair the first time at Gator Ground, 1998 in Gainesville. And you know who he was with? This was the partnership that they picked. They picked two people to MC this event in Gainesville. And it was Ric Flair, thank God. I mean, I heard woos in Gainesville for a weekend. It's nonstop. And Dave Chappelle. It was Dave Chappelle and Ric Flair at Gator Ground. Doesn't get any better. Hasn't gotten any better at Gator Ground, in my opinion. But yeah, definitely go to MegaCon. You have to understand, if you're a wrestling fan, the Performance Center is in the backyard. It's literally 15, 20 minutes from the convention center of MegaCon. The Street Profits were there last year. There were some people I didn't meet. Like the Street Profits were walking around. Omos walked around last year. I met Omos 2 years ago. Didn't see the Street Profits, but I heard they were there. Omos was there. And then I met Zelina Vega personally at that MegaCon for free. They weren't there paying to sign autographs. They were just shopping. I met Aleister Black shopping for Transformers. Aleister Black, and I don't mean to ruin his whole shtick, he was looking at toys when I met him. Looking at toys. It was the coolest thing ever. I look at toys. You know who else looks at toys? Aleister Black. Aleister Black was looking at toys when I was looking at toys, and I almost didn't recognize him because he was wearing a shirt. I've never seen this man wear a shirt. 15 years following the guy. Watch him on wrestling. Doesn't wear clothing. He wears underwear. Didn't know he was there. So can you train there? Absolutely. Yeah, it's the Performance Center. It's their Performance Center. Where Full Sail is, that's where they used to do all the NXT. When the Inception and Triple H started this, they started it at Full Sail to help people learn how to do production value stuff, right? And then it merged into the NXT. Performance Center's right there. They literally will go all weekend to MegaCon and just show up and walk around. You will meet them in the weirdest circumstances. I met Aleister Black shopping for Transformers. I was shopping for, of course, DC Multiverse figures. That's what I was shopping for. I met Aleister Black and Zelina Vega shopping for these toys. Shopping for these toys. No lie. So if you ever want a chance to meet a wrestler and you want it to be that organic experience where you don't have to pay millions of dollars to meet them, go to MegaCon. Go to conventions. They are always there. They're trying to make that money. But organically, you'll meet them at MegaCon just walking around. You won't have to pay a cent. They shop just like we do. They're humans. They're people. They're into the same nerdy stuff we are. And they shop for it. I've seen it like Omos. When I met Omos, you know what he was doing? Getting his comic books autographed. He wasn't signing anything. He was seeing his favorite writer and his favorite artist. And he was getting autographs on his favorite comics. When he called me out to sign my Money in the Bank briefcase, he stopped getting his stuff signed to sign something for me. What? What does Aleister Black look like? Look, and even if you don't use it for your tribal chief, you can use it as a booger picker. It is a booger scooper. I won't use this as a booger scooper. I'm just kidding. No, you know what Aleister Black looks like? I do. But not with clothing. If you go look at my pictures. That's funny. You know what's crazy? Is he was Malachi Black when I met him. He was with AEW still. And I could not call him that. I walked up and called him Aleister Black. And then I stressed it after I left. But I didn't because I asked him. I was like, yo, when you come to the WWE? And he's like, don't tell nobody. He's like, soon. And I was like, ooh, good. I didn't make a mistake by calling you Malachi. Because you are Aleister Black. You will always be Aleister Black. Did a great run in AEW, and don't get me wrong, he's Aleister. He was Aleister when I met him. He was Aleister when I took the picture. He was Aleister when I posted. When I posted, someone even corrected me and said, it's Malachi now. I'm like, is it? Is it? All right. I have a Sunday to go do some things. We will continue this soon. I appreciate all the comments, all the likes. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Like I said, we will do figure opener. I can't speak. I've been speaking for 2.5 hours. Hi, Viper. We were opening figures, talking about WWE, talking about MegaCons. Hit the likes. This is what he used to look like about a decade ago, and this is what he looks like now. I'm going to be doing figure openings every time I do a live. I went to Orlando. Oh, you did? What did you think? All right, I'm going to stay on. Viper, we're going to talk. So you went to WWE Orlando. Did you go recently? Was it this last one? Did you go to SmackDown or did you go to something else? Acknowledge your tribal chief. Can I make him look up? Yeah, not really. This past Friday, where did you sit? I would love to hear your thoughts. I was supposed to be sitting in 212 in the nosebleeds, but I ended up changing and exchanging my seats, my $89 seats. Where were they, Cyborg Superman? Woo! You were in the lower level, row 12. Oh, 111. That's the one I wanted. That's the section I wanted. That's like in the back, right? Like you'll have the announce table to your right or left, something like that. The 111, I looked into that. I love those seats. I have been in those seats before, and they are amazing. I lucked out. My $89 seats that were up. Where were they, Superman? Cyborg Superman? Woo! Commentating was on your right. Yes, I've sat in those. Oh, that's awesome. The view is fire there. And the crowd around you, so... how were the people around you? Were they amazing? They usually are. Jeff Hardy fan. Acknowledge your Cyborg Superman Tribal Chief. We're talking about SmackDown this past weekend. Oh, it was such a great event. I ended up in club seats. I started the first chant of WWE SmackDown. I forgot what it was. I had to go back and watch the replay. But the first chant that was started during live broadcasts on SmackDown was me in club seats. Promise you that. I love a Jeff. I like a Jeff. He's a nice. You're talking about the dark matches were freaking bangers, but they don't. They're not paying attention to the cameras. They're just doing the stunts, and it's so good. Io Sky was amazing. I've seen Io wrestle before. It never gets bad. Everybody, let's do the Io. Great match. LA Knight. Yeah, was a bucket list for me. Io was incredible. They were amazing gifts to us. The LA Knight, him being from Orlando. Did you see everybody outside? I didn't get to tell everybody at the end of the match. You didn't know you lived in Orlando? You got a lot of stuff to do out there. You got all the theme parks. You have Universal. Yeah, they all live in... Oh, I didn't know LA lived in Orlando either. I had no idea. But the Performance Center is there. You can visit the Performance Center if you want. Wasn't sure if you're aware of that. After the match, and then I'm going to end it here. I think. I keep saying I'm going to do that, but then I don't. How about this? After the match, I go to Magic Games. I know Tracy McGrady. I grew up with Tracy McGrady. When he played for Orlando, I went to the events a lot. I also have a friend that works in the arena, and we went to a Magic game. And he showed me where the players leave, where the garage is for them to leave. And they usually hand out stuff or do autographs every time they do a basketball game. Now, I went to that same place, Viper. I went to that same area of the arena to go see if I could see anybody leaving. Guess who I ran into? L.A. Knight. Yeah. Guess who else I ran into? Ooh, Kevin Owens. KO was there. Randy Orton was there. KO was getting into his Lamborghini. He was the last one that I saw. KO has a beautiful Lamborghini. Beautiful. I ran into a guy while we were waiting to walk into the arena, and this guy's name was Cam, and he showed me pictures that he had pictures of Kevin Owens. I was like, man, them pictures are probably from something else. Kevin Owens not here. And then at the end of the show, I go out and boom, KO, Randy Orton, L.A. Knight. Yeah. were out in the parking garage. There were tons of fans out there as well. It was so cool just to have that organic, meet and greet too, like outside of the event. Cameras are off besides your own. I did get video. My phone died during that merge over to the parking garage, but my friend had his phone, and I took some videos of Kevin Owens getting into his Lamborghini because I don't know how to use an iPhone. I'm an Android guy. If y'all want me to upgrade this camera, you can always, donate because I know this camera sucks. Would I like to transform into Apple at some point? Yeah, I heard the cameras are better. But Kevin Owens was there. Yeah, hell yeah, it was great. Seeing Kevin KO, Kimmel 420. I like that number, sir. Like that number, 420, sir. Yeah, it was such a great event, Viper. Like the fact that they gave us those extra matches, I thought we were done. So, oh, you were? Where is that at? Oh, I know what you're talking about, where they had all the, yeah. I didn't know that was even a thing before either, because I go to the basketball games and that's not there. I didn't even think about the WWE being there, because they have the buses and all that. Like, if you're an Orlando player, you live in Orlando, you drive, and you park in the garage that's connected inside the arena. I was waiting for people to come out of there, and then I got lucky enough to see Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, LA Knight, and Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Randy Orton. I think that was it, yeah. Was Jeff Hardy? I've seen Jeff Hardy wrestle before, but not this time. He was there at my AEW event for sure. Randy and Jacob's return were amazing. I was so, like, that was the thing. They didn't tell you about anybody that was coming. They gave you that triple threat match, which I was like, whatever. I like Tiffany. I like Jade. Don't like Nia. So I was like, Wasn't why I was going anyway. I was going to take somebody that's never been to an event before. So, yeah. LA Knight was the only... Let me rephrase that. John Cena was who I wanted to see. That was my bucket list person. I really wanted to see John Cena there. But I saw one of my absolute favorite, Cody Rhodes. And I've never seen LA Knight wrestle. This was my first time getting to watch LA Knight wrestle live. Even if it wasn't on TV, I don't care. It was live for me. Jacob Fatu, I'm a huge fan of Fatu. I love Fatu. Being able to do the all gas, no brakes was a bucket list thing for me. The LA Knight thing, him quieting the whole arena so he could do the LA Knight thing was impressive. We got it more than once. LA Knight, that was the ice. That was the whipped cream on top. If Batman fought Superman at 42, I would get front row tickets. That would be spectacular. I wish they would do that. You know what, Noah? If two different wrestlers are either being heroes or superheroes or villains in the same, either DC or Marvel, and somehow WWE can be like, hey, we want you two to fight as those characters, even as just the people, I would be hands down all in. All in. I don't like Nia, but her character is funny, but that's it. Let her manage. Stop letting her wrestle. Purely. They can't body slam her. You can't get anything done. It's not fun to watch. Watching her wrestle sucks. Yes, she's funny. Yes, she's a great entertainer. Let her go. They will never release her. Bruh, come on. The Rock will never let that happen. When she flipped the fans off after not getting the table. There was a match last night. Hilarious. It was the steel cage match at NXT. There was a table that was up against the cage, and you couldn't, if you bought tickets in the front row, you were missing the whole event. They were asking for tables to get the damn table out of the way. And finally, after chanting tables and nobody understood, they started chanting, move the table, move the table. And they moved the table, and now you saw all the heads from the front row, and you're like, oh my God, they've been missing the first 5 minutes of this match. She flipped the fans off. Yeah, I mean, I like the interaction. She does a great interaction. I wish she would just mentor somebody, like she did Tiffany. I don't want to watch her wrestle because nothing, she's not going to get slammed. There's just not a lot of hope new to watching her wrestle. It sucks. Get her out of here. Sorry, Nia. You suck. Yeah, I don't mind her flipping off the fans, like, for not getting the table. I like the interactions. I don't care if they're good or bad. But the fact that she's just a horrible wrestler. I mean, she's not a terrible wrestler, but there's just not a lot of variety into her. Like, if there was someone just as big as her that could wrestle and make it look good, Gucci. But they don't. And they're not. Like, I don't even think Jade Cargill, she couldn't even make it look good. And she's huge. She's so big. She's so jacked up. Cap Cut Lover, what's up? 07, that's my number right there. 07, like that. But yeah, I just not a big Nia Jax fan. Omos, that's my boy. Yeah, Omos could fight her. Do the intergender wrestling, and then I'll get into it. Yeah, you bring in Omos to wrestle Nia, let's do that. I'll watch that. I'll buy tickets to that. And I hate Nia Jax. But it'll give me a reason to bring my autographed Money in the Bank briefcase for Omos. All right, so I'm about to end the live. I'm gone over probably about 45 minutes longer than the 2-hour time frame I was giving everybody. Yes, but I will be back. I would love to see Oba versus Gunther. That would be a great match. I never even thought about that. Where is Gunther? Where's he been? Is everybody aware that Americano is, what's his name? Gunther's buddy. Oh, Ludwig Kaiser. I want to know what Ludwig Kaiser and Dominic Mysterio are doing together. That's going to be amazing. But yeah, Oba versus Gunther. Give me that. I'll do that all day. I would love to see that match. Gunther is great. Godzilla, yeah, he is, bro. I met him, bro. His hand is so big. Just being just next to him. If you go look at my pictures from earlier posts, you'll see a picture of me and Omos. And he's just proportionate. Like, I've met Big Show. Big Show is just huge. This guy is muscular proportionate. Like 7'4", 350, 280, I don't know. Biggest human being I've ever met in my entire life next to Big Show. Thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Jonathan, I'm going to be pulling out at some point. I've been on this live for 2 hours, but what we've been talking about is SmackDown. We've been talking about Marvel, DC. Also, we brought in some horror movies, talking about MegaCon, anything that's just, nerd related, I'm all about. And I also play games too. Obama. What move would you want Obama to do versus Trump? Joe Biden would show up like Ric Flair and have to woo and pretend he's hurt the whole time. What move would you want to see Obama do to Donald Trump? What would be Obama's finishing move to Donald Trump? And then I'll end it there. I want to hear everybody's opinion. What should Barack Obama's finishing move be on Donald Trump? Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. We'd all love to see him spear him, of course. But yeah, I don't think Joe Biden would make it out to the ring. That would need some help. He could be a. What would you want Trump's? Obama could do the Finn. The coup de grace would be awesome. I think the pedigree would be even better, because then it's in his crotch. You know what I mean? Like, it's a double whammy. I think that would be great. What would Trump's finisher be? It'd be like MJF's finisher, right? What's MJF's finisher? Where you put the ring on, and like, that would be Trump's finisher. You'd have to cheat. And I'm not a political person. I have opinions, but I'm not political, just so everybody knows. I refused to vote this past year. Refused to. It's because there wasn't anybody I liked. It was all right. I mean, I just wasn't overly excited about anybody. But yeah, I think that would be cool. Obama doing the Finn Balor coup de grace, that'd be tight. All right, everybody, I will let you all know. I will set a reminder for the next time I do a live. This is Evade Fake, Polk Prof at Evade Fake. Appreciate everybody joining. Trump could B Stone Cold comes out and oh, I forgot that actually happened in real life. That's blows my mind. Like blows my mind. But yeah, we will talk soon. I really appreciate everything. Noah, thank you for hanging out as much as you did. And Joe Biden will be the sleep. For real. For show. For show. Biden would be the sleeper. For show. She was a hoe. For show. But yeah, what's up, Harley? You catching the back end of this? I will do another live. We did open this figure up for the live. I rarely don't open my box stuff, but I thought it'd be cool. Old man, welcome. I'm about to say goodbye. We will be back. Evade fake. We'll be back. Let's go ahead and acknowledge our tribal chief, please. Before we go, acknowledge your tribal chief. And from my boo, the La Primera. Oh yeah, my wife, La Primera. He be the sleeper. But yeah, we'll be opening up figure the next time I go on a live. If it's one of these lives where I do it for a couple hours. But I will make sure everybody knows when I'll be doing my next live. And we'll pick up where we left off. We'll talk some more about Halloween. We'll talk a little bit about more WWE. Raw will be the next thing that's coming up. So that's probably the platform for our next conversation, is we'll talk Raw and all things else nerdy, including DC, Marvel. I do recommend, if y'all haven't seen it yet, go watch Marvel Zombies. Perfect time, Halloween time. Go watch Marvel Zombies. It's 4 episodes. It's incredible. So good. And we will talk Raw in a couple days, all right? Y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining my live. Love y'all very much. And brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. We will talk soon. Thank you for the live stream. I do try to live stream every day. Not to this extent. I do have a job. I'd rather this be my job. But to a degree, I'll try to live stream as much as I can every day. Or at least I do post something every day. But yeah, I'm hoping to get to the point of live streaming every day. Just depends if I got the time, but usually I tend to have the time, so I'm going to try to make this more of a religious act than, just doing it once in a while. But I only usually do it when I have something to talk about, and I got a lot to talk about. So we'll be talking soon. Noah, thank you for hanging on as much as you did. And Charles, thank you for joining. I will check you all out soon. We'll do a live stream soon and see what we can nerd out about. You very fake.